All right, yes, 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 yes. What up, though? Ledge here. Chill with me. First of all, before I start, I do want to shout out my sponsors, 420 Brand Clothing. Shop at 420brandclothing.com. You get 10% off if you use my name as a promo code. Ledge, make sure you put it in all caps because people be coming back to me like, dog, it's not working. All caps, friends. LEDGE, get 10% off. Dope gear for men and women. If you part of that culture, if you like, I don't want to rep 420, that ain't really what I do, don't sweat it. I ain't gonna be mad at you. But don't ask me for nothing else. No, I'm joking. But so yo, got a very special guest, man. He is like one of the, like I said, I put it on Twitter. Like I feel like there's very few who have a raw, natural passion for this culture, and that's in it, and that's really trying to do research and learn about different battles and attend events and things like that. And he's one of the guys that you can name on that short list. He is Anwar, just Anwar from Champion.
That's
Um,
a fact.
Appreciate you joining me, brother. How's everything?
Oh man, pretty good, pretty good. I appreciate you for having me, man.
You already know, man. You already know. I already see the chat getting filled up. I want to appreciate shout out to Rita who was on my show before you, maybe like a month ago. Got really good rave reviews, and then naturally people ask like, "Yo, you going? If you doing a little champion rundown, get Anwar on." So here you are, man, blessing me with your time. Now I want to start off with a lot of people don't know this that you been in this shit for a long time. People just think you just popped up on Champion one day and just like got it cracking. Would you let people know your beginnings and like how long you been like following battle rap and attending events and things like that for the people who are just just so uptight and thinking like, yo, he just came out of nowhere. Let them know you been.
Yeah, yeah. No, I've been here. I'm from the grassroots. I'm from where there were no events. It was, yo, you heard this boy about to battle this boy in Philly,
Mm-hmm.
pulling up down North Philly. I seen Joey Jihad battle live. I can't remember who it was. Somebody he smoked. Believe it or not, my younger brother, actually used to battle rap, and he actually made it onto a Smack DVD. I don't remember which one it was. He battle rapped under the name Graham. So I used to go to his Johns just pulling up, way back in the day where if you didn't know, then you just never would have known that something was going down in that garage, at that Chinese store, at that laundromat, whatever. So, going back those days, and then, just buying the Smack DVDs, buying the two Raw for the streets. And my beginnings, was always just about Philly. It was, Philly versus everybody. When Cassidy battled Goods, I brought out my Philly versus everybody T-shirt. Um, that's where it started. And then, obviously URL came around. Always been a big fan of DNA. Ever since he battled Tech Nine, actually, that battle it made me a DNA fan, and I'm like, oh, all right. I mean, like, okay, this little young boy, all right.
Mm.
So coming back for that. My first live URL event was actually Unfinished Business 2. And funny story behind that, NWX and Gun Titles, the first one happened. Back then, URL didn't do a pay-per-view.
That's right.
So we were hearing about it or whatever. I had a Twitter, but I wasn't really on there. Rita be in the social media streets all heavy. So she was telling me
Shout out to
she was a
Rita.
big, yeah, she's a big Gun Titles fan, surf and rock. So she was talking real heavy after the first one. And I'm like, but the battle didn't finish. You know what I'm saying? So when Unfinished Business 2 was announced, I'm like, listen, I don't give a shit what it is. Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to use
No,
my
no,
language.
go. Let it. No, we don't. You good,
Oh, we
brother?
not on champion. All right. Well,
Yeah.
fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But yeah, so I told her, like, look, we going to this shit. Like, fuck that. She had a shirt made. She actually didn't wear the shirt, but she had a shirt made. So we went there for that. And Unfinished Business 2. I don't remember where the venue was, but I remember when we got there, it was like it was rather empty. And I was like, damn, like it was
Really?
plenty of room to move around. I'm like, damn. So she was telling me, like, yeah, this ain't no real URL crowd, whatever. And I'm like, seemed like it to me. It's just plenty of room. Like Nunu came down. That's where we first met. Nunu, DNA and Shine, Surf and Rock, obviously. Trying to remember what else was on that. I don't even remember what else was on that card. But
Mm.
after that, we went to the very next event, Gnome 6, which was supposed to be DNA and Daylight. And at that point in time, unfortunately, the wave had been locked up. So Rita had another shirt made, free to wave on the back with gun titles on the front. I don't remember what type of shirt I had, but whatever. So we went to that. Gnome Six, obviously DNA no show. I mean, Daylight no show. You know what I mean? It was crazy though, because like that was it, and it was like, coming from the street corners to actually being in a venue, like I was addicted. Like it's I don't know how to explain it to people other than, because I don't do drugs. I don't smoke weed. I never did no drugs like that. But I
Mm.
understand how people get addicted to shit,
Yeah.
because there's no feeling like being in the building. And after Gnome Six, we went to, what was it? Survivor Series DMV, I think it was.
Was
Where
that
Tech Nine Battle
Wavy?
Gems.
Was that Wavy and
Yeah.
Torque?
No, no, no. That wasn't Wavy and Toy. That was the first one.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so we went to the second one where Tech Nine battled Gems. Chef Trez battle. I forgot who Chef
He
battled.
battle Wavy, right?
Yeah, he battled Wavy. Yeah, that's what it
Right.
was. Yeah, but I remember because that was when the whole Gems and Rome DMV situation
Yeah,
happened.
and the
And
crazy rebuttal from Trez.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So that it was funny. Ironically enough, that was when I became a fan of Chef Trez. Now, it's funny because I have all these stories of me interacting with battle rappers and
Mm.
URL staff before I was on Champion. One day I told Jay Black, one day we just got to do a history of, because I got some stories, man. Beasley, Norbs. I love telling my Norbs story. And Unfinished Business 2. I'm gonna tell the story again. Make sure you tag Norbs in this post.
I got you.
Unfinished Business 2 is our very first URL event. We walking in, we were standing in line. At this point in time, I didn't understand Smack and his real nigga time shit. I
Mm.
think he said doors open at 1. We got there like 11:30, line around the block. We end up
Mm.
finally going inside like 3:30 or whatever. I got a piss. So I come in, like as soon as we come in, Norbs is right there. Now I know who Norbs is, obviously, following URL. So I asked like, yo, excuse me, can you tell me where the bathroom is? Very polite, you know what I mean? Norbs looks at me with a straight face, says, do I look like I work here? And I'm like, oh, all right. Like, you
That's
just an
so
asshole.
Norbs, yo.
That is so Norbs, ain't it? But I'm like, all right. So I went upstairs, found a bathroom, whatever. But, I had a conversation with Chef Trez, after that battle or whatever. And, he don't remember. And it's cool. I know who I am now. Um, but yeah, man. So since then, I want to say I've been to almost every URL event. I know I've been to every one this year, every single one this year, other than Volume 4, which was in the beginning of the year. I didn't go to that one,
You went.
but everyone
You
after
was
that.
in Cleveland for Born Legacy.
Yes, sir. Born
All
Legacy
right.
7. I was in Tampa. I was in Cleveland for Born Legacy 8. I actually hosted one of the PGs. Totally fucked that up. But, it was fun. Y'all know, Drunk Anwar is the thing. I be getting lit at events when I'm not
Yeah,
actually
that's a
working.
fact. Yo, somebody literally just asked to ask Anwar if he's drinking right now. Like, is he?
So, ironically enough, I actually have a beverage. I left it downstairs, and my girl, one of her cousins is over, so they downstairs chit chatting and laughing and joking. So I'm like, shit, let me go upstairs. But I'm really about to text her, like, yo, can you burn my drink upstairs?
Yo, who you think you got to drink real deal? He came up there on Champion with a 40 Coke 45 in a sippy
Yes,
cup.
he did. And let me tell this behind the scenes story. I hope Jay Black don't get mad at me. Yes, he did have his 40 of Coke 45. He also had a 6-pack. And he ran through all of it the whole time. They was only there for
What?
like 2 hours. Real deal is a drinker, but right now, I'm making my battle rap on. Right now, my focus is on Av. You know what I'm saying? Born Legacy. What was that? Born Legacy 8. Um, I ran into. I got there a day early, talking to Norbs. He's like, "Yo, come up, I'm about to do this live. I want you to have on there." Cool. So I come up. It's 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. I had a dumb early flight. I get there, Av already got the bottle of Cavassier open. And they like, yeah, so Av poured me a shot, and I'm like, oh. So they try to get me, I ain't got nothing on my stomach, bro. I got like a smoothie. I think I had that at the airport. So I had eaten nothing at all. So Av tried to get me out of there with the Cavassier. Then he pull up the Champion with the Deuce. Didn't know, I
Mm,
didn't know he was coming, you know what I'm saying? And he throw a little shot on Champion. So, right now, Volume 5 is this weekend.
that's a fact.
Ab Battle Twerk on Saturday. Immediately following, shout out to Battle Rap Trap. I'm sure they're going to have the footage. Shout out Hip Hop is Real, Uncle Rob. Everybody's going to have the footage because Av got to see me. We got bottles on deck. I pulled up on him at Battle Academy. He was battling Bill Collector, but he had a battle right then and there. And then after the battle, he had an engagement. So, we ain't get, but me and Av got to settle this first. But after Av, I mean, I'll take a stab at Real Deal.
Yeah, I
It's
got.
different between beer and liquor, though.
Yeah, I got Av with a clear 2-1 on that one, dog. He look like
Oh,
he
all
could.
right. Yeah, he got me in a weight class. So, you know what I mean? He got the weight advantage. I'm not mad at nobody having Av 2-1, but by the time the night is over, one of us is going to be on camera throwing up. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, and that dude say hit different, bro. Especially, whew, I got some stories, but yeah, that
Yeah, me too.
yeah, that do say kind of different. All right, so look, you hit on champion. My question to you was because obviously there was big shoes to fill. Were
That's a
you
fact.
were you hesitant on like trying? Because I'm pretty sure you're a strategic, smart brother. I know for me personally, if I got invited to do champion to like to be a permanent guest, I would be thinking about like, okay, what are people going to say, or how would this come across? What is my role here? Were you at all hesitant, or were you just hitting the ground running like I'm gonna take this stab at it? Of course, I'm gonna accept. Like, what was your thought process in making that
Um,
happen?
if I'm being honest, I'm gonna say a little bit of both. I come from, so I used to work in corporate America. Right now, I do real estate. Everybody always wonders what I do because I'm on Twitter all day long. People see me, and I'm like, I'm getting out of bed. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I work in real estate now, so now, I kind of set my own schedule. When you sell houses, whatever your clients are available, that's when you go out. So, that's how it is now. But I used to work in corporate America, and I was actually a corporate trainer, and
Mm,
what that entailed was literally flying across the country, different states, different cities, and getting in front of, I think my smallest class might have been 9 people. My largest class might have been 17, maybe 20, but not more than that. But literally talking to a bunch of strangers and trying to put them through a 3-week training program where the first 2 days it's pretty much just icebreakers. It's let's build a relationship so that you trust me to instill in you the skills that you need to keep your job, make this a career. And I worked with entry level people through middle management. I never dealt with the CEOs and stuff like that as far as training them, but middle management, so supervisors, managers, and site leaders is what they were called. So I was always comfortable, being in front of people. I'm a Leo. I'm an extrovert, so I can walk into a room full of strangers and just start chopping it up. But my thing was, it's twofold. It's not only, Tech Nine's legacy. I'm not a battle rapper. I'm not a battle rapper. I've never been a battle rapper.
right.
I took my little shots at Twerk. I won that battle, by the way. Um,
Oh, we ain't letting you get
so
that bar off. You could spit half a bar we sing. Where's the full footage at?
yo, listen, it's all on cam. Listen, I can spit it for you right now, man. Listen, I pulled up on him and I said, what I said, uh, I don't know. I got the bars in my
Uh
phone
huh.
still. I've been drinking.
Yeah.
I've been drinking, man. Listen, don't make me pull up the bar, man. Let me go to my notes real quick. All I got to do is remember the beginning. Listen, oh yeah, that's right. I said twerk hands, twerk bounce, hoodie grab. All this nigga got is special moves. I'm
Mm-hmm.
strapped in, bigger nine. Take that bullshit back to New Jerusalem.
Mm.
Grab the fifth. Roll up on Ace and drugs. Which one of y'all niggas New Jerusalem? You said there's something wrong under the hood? Well, nigga, I brought the tool. I would have shook the building with that, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. This was right after the Cal battle too, where he used the warning light, something wrong under the hood. Yeah, so
That was
I'd have fucked
light.
him up.
That was
Listen,
light.
listen, you crazy, man. I had some more for him in case he rebutted.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's my man. Like, you know what I mean? Turk is definitely I would somebody I would actually consider a friend. We talk outside of battle rap. You know what I mean? That's definitely my man. So couldn't go but so crazy on him. And Turk is the GOAT. So
Oh, we
um
ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. The goat is
yeah, we'll get into
yeah,
that. But
yeah.
so when Black called me about Champion, I'd already been on there actually, I think twice. I went to Volume 3, and he had me on when we were talking about just Cassidy versus Goods. Obviously, it was announced right after Volume 3. They did the face off there or whatever. So we did an episode about that. It was like 150,000 views. And I've always been one of those people to be in the comments. So let all your listeners know, I do be in the comments. I respond to people. I try to always be respectful.
Yeah.
Even if you disagree, I can disagree with you and be respectful about it. So, but when he asked me like, yo, like, listen, I want you to come through. I want you to be on the show. And I'm like, all right, we talking about an episode. I think what I asked him was like, well, what we discussing? He was like, no, like, I want you to be on the show. And I remember like hesitating, like, oh my God, like you can't say no. First of all, again, being a fan of battle rap, this is Jay Black asking you, in theory, for a favor. You cannot say no. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, we had a relationship. It wasn't as tight as it is now. We've been to a couple events, chopped it up. He lives in Philly. I live in Philly. Obviously, we crossed paths, but it wasn't, what it is now. Jay Black's my bro right now. Like, you know what I mean? I would do anything for him. So when he asked, it was like, yeah. And he actually asked about my girl as well. He's like, look, what's up with Rita? Like, would she want to be on? And Rita's schedule is obviously, she works a regular job Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So it's like for her, it's a little harder to commit as far as a filming session. So, she went with me the very first time. And, I think things went well. And then after that, Mark came, Dree came, and it's like, we kind of all just hit it off. We all get along. I watched PG bloggers, so I was already familiar with Mark.
Mm-hmm. Shout out
You
to
know what I mean?
Mark.
Obviously, I watched Champions. I was familiar with him. When everybody was saying, where did the white boy come from? I'm like, yo, he was literally on the very first episode.
Yeah.
But regardless, so,
Yeah.
and I mean, since then, it's been a learning process because, one of the things that I've learned and what I tell people that run up on me in person at events and stuff, when I'm on Champion, other than profanity, I talk the same way I do at the barber shop. When I'm at the barber, my barber watches battle rap a little bit. Actually, the guy who's in the booth next to him is heavy in the culture. So we're always discussing battles and who will win versus this and who did I think about that. So it's the same thing. It's like, but now there's a camera on me and it's a little different because I'm talking to people that I know. I've known my barber, literally 20 years. So, when I say what I say, it's that same vibe. I'm not going to sugarcoat. If somebody, even my
But you
favorite.
throw a little extra sauce on it being on TV. I mean, you would have to, right?
I mean, not really. It's usually just that's really how I would react in the barbershop. So let's use an example. This one kind of was a thing in the culture for a minute. Farrah. Shout out to Farrah. Man. I love
Oh
Farrah.
yeah, she tried to give you a piece of her mind, boy.
She pulled up on me at lockdown, gave me the ice grill. And it's like, we had a little Twitter exchange as well. And I'm like, listen, I've been drinking. Let's get this shit chopped up. Like, what, why you mad at me, Farrah? I'm a fan of you. I like you, Farrah. And she's like, I don't like what you said. I'm like, well, what did I say? I said, Misfit killed you. I mean, that's like the universal consensus. If you watch that video,
That's
shout out
crazy.
Farrah ends the interview basically saying that she feels like she won the battle. She won all rounds.
Yeah, we
Me,
gotta stop that.
yeah. So me saying she getting killed. Same thing. Again, shout out to 40 and E Hart, Summer Impact. Shout out Hip Hop is no, not Hip Hop. It was 15 Minutes Fame, Uncle Rob. He's
Shout
doing an
out to Ra.
interview with us. He's doing an interview with Champion about predictions. So we're all out there, and Jay Black, and Mark, and Rita, and Dree. They all say, oh, they had Official and Jazz 2-1. Gets to me, I got them with the clean 30. And they're like, oh my God, this and that. And 40 comes up, and she's talking her shit. Shout out to 40. E Hart comes up, she's talking her shit. Shout out to E Hart. Then the battle happens. After round one, what? I'm looking at Dree, me and Dree in the pit, and I'm grinding him up. Round two, and we know how round three happens. So I'm like, I was the only one to predict the 30. At the end of the day, it's all in fun. This sport is competitive. Everybody who's involved in it, I have the utmost respect for it. Whoever your least favorite battle rapper is, I have the utmost respect for them because I can't do what they do. You know what I mean? That pulling up those 4 or 8 bars for twerk, it took me, a few weeks and trying to memorize it. Like I was literally, when somebody told me twerk was finally at the venue, out at what was that Survivor Series, they say, oh yeah, twerk finally, because I was going around, I was fucking with all the Goonies, like, yeah, where twerk at? Yeah, call your man, whatever. Talk to Ace, I'm like, yeah, hit that nigga, call his phone, or whatever he called twerk. I'm like, yeah, twerk, I got something for you, nigga. Like, so when they told me he was outside, like I actually had to pull my phone out. So standing up there and remembering 9 minutes worth of material, I have nothing but the utmost respect and
Yeah,
adoration.
they're freaks. They
Yeah.
are freaks. They are.
Right. It takes a special person to do that. And you can't use the same thing over and over. You know how recycling goes in the community, whatever. To not only come up with stuff, but to also have to research. So now that you came up with this crazy bar, I was talking to Jay Black at Drake. I had a have him throwing up blood bar for twerk. And they're like, oh, such and such said that. And I pulled up the battle. It's from like 2017. So like to have to not only come up with your own stuff, but then do the research and make sure nobody else said it. Like I have the utmost respect for those guys.
Yeah.
So when you talk about putting a little sauce on it, it's not. it's not even sauce. It's just I talk like I'm a regular person. And, again, shout out to Black and the whole champion team. They reel me in sometimes. Sometimes, I can get a little carried away, especially if you notice, I don't bring alcohol to the set anymore because,
No, yeah,
you start drinking. I mean, I will have a beverage right before or maybe right after, but I don't get lit on the set no more because, it's a little different. I have said some things in the past that, shout out to Rum Nitty. I want to apologize to him on your platform. When talking about the him and K Shine battle, the way I said about him and Twerk, K Shine had the bar about something about wanting to get a shake and except what Twerk said or something or whatever. And the way I said it on Champion, it came across as if I was making Rum look like he was sweet, like Twerk gripped him up. Like it was almost like I said K Shine's bar, but just on Champion without making it a bar and without referencing K Shine. So, you know what I mean? That
yeah.
wasn't
You
fair
kind of
to
said
Rum
it. I
Nitty.
remember that. You kind of said it casually, so people thought it came from you.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. So, you know what I mean? And Rum Nitty, we had some conversation about it and we talked at the update event, because at the end of the day, I'm a grown man and I treat all these men like men and these women like ladies. You know what I mean? And I'm not afraid to admit sometimes I'm wrong. So the one of the other big things in the culture is Anwar apologizing. Because when I do my predictions, it's a little different. Talking in the barbershop, if I'm wrong, I come in the barbershop and make a couple jokes and that's that. It's took me a little time to understand that on Champion, shout out to Matt Papa, Expert Opinion. I think Champion is a different lane. So I'm gonna say Champion, being the biggest show in battle rap, obviously with my Expert Opinion, obviously being bigger, but they cover so much stuff.
yeah.
But things that I say on Champion, it's not just me talking at the barbershop anymore. And there was a battle rapper. I'm not gonna say who it was, but a battle rapper reached out to me, literally as a friend and offering some advice and was saying like, being on Champion, you kind of gave up your right to just be a fan. You can still be a fan, but you will never be just a fan anymore. And anything I say on that platform is going to be attributed to that platform. And there are people who only watch Champion, who don't get the pay-per-views. So what I say, that creates the narrative for them. So that's been a little bit of a learning experience.
I disagree with that though. I think you can still be a fan and be in media. I think when the lines get blurred is when you are particularly a favorite of certain battlers then to other battlers who you like for instance, you've been on record talking about you having a, I wouldn't say a Goonies, it's more of a Twerk and a NWX bias, right?
That
So
is a fact.
yeah, it's a fact. And as a fan, you are awarded that right to have a biasness.
Right.
I think with that comes when once you're on a platform where let's say it's a 2-1 close battle, even like if there's a 2-1 close battle, your biasness is gonna always sway to who you bias for. So
That's a fact.
like like you never seen somebody say, "Yo, this is a 2-1 close battle," but I'm gonna go with the guy who I'm not as fond of.
Right. The prime example of that would be Volume 3. Shine and Geechee. I was actually in the building for that, and I remember at the time I wasn't on Champion. So think about picture this situation. So I'm just a guy in the building. Geechee Gotti walks up to me and says, "Yo, what's going on, cuz? Like, how did you call it?" This is Geechee Gotti and me. There's nobody around. He's literally just talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt like Shine got you 2-1. Like, you was crazy, but I felt like, I prefer Shine's material a little bit more. The battle dropped. A lot of people have Geechee. I'm not mad at anybody that has Geechee, but it's like usually that is what happens, and that's, I think that's human nature. I don't think that I will ever get to a point where there is somebody in battle rap where I'm completely neutral against. There are guys, shout out to Trufo. I like Trufo as one of the new guys. He's up and coming. He doesn't sound like anybody else, et cetera, et cetera. So when I hear Trufo is battling, let's just say, Ryan from West Philly, it's like, who? And if the battle is close, I'm likely going to edge Trufo. I have a,
No, but you can't do that. That's crazy.
Listen, so hear me out. If it's close, now if it's clear, so here's another one. Let me go ahead and go on record on saying this. All right, Twerk and Wavy. That's one that people love to bring up. Okay, Wavy won that battle.
Oh, okay. I thought you was about to say Twerk won. Okay.
Big T and Twerk. Big T and Twerk.
Okay.
Here's another one. Big T won that battle. I was in the building for it.
Okay.
And more recently, Big T and Danny Myers. Now, when I came to the update, I was a little bit late. Thank you so much. Yes, please. Actually, thank you. Look at that. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. What up, Rita? But yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah.
so for the update, when I got there, and I said this on Champion, I missed the first. You reached legendary status? Mind your business. When I got there, Big T and Danny were already battling.
Mm-hmm.
So when I walk in, I have no idea what round it is, whatever, whatever. Big T is rapping. What I heard, I like from Big T. Then Danny goes. I'm like, all right, I edged Big T that round. I have no idea what round this is. Then we go again. It's the third round. I felt like Big T cut his third short. I like what he was saying, but I felt like he cut it short. Danny went, cool. In the building, people, how'd you call it? Well, I didn't see the whole thing, From what I heard, I prefer Big T. Now the battle's on the app. I've watched the battle. After watching it back, I'm not, like, I would say that Danny won that battle. And it's most like the Tuna, like, I rock with Tuna. I rock with NWX. But at the same time, like, it is what it is. The other thing, and let me go ahead and address this now, and I'm sure we'll talk about it on Champion as well, but Champion of the Year is coming up,
That's a
and
fact.
I've talked to Jay Black, I've talked to Mark and Dree, and this is just personal conversation. This is not them bringing it to me, it's me bringing it to them. Twerk is my favorite battle rapper, period. There's no discussion. After that, I am NWX, like, to the core, okay? But with Champion of the Year, this is not about me and my personal opinion. And, I want to make it clear, and I plan to make some tweets and all that. I know that Black put in way too much work to create that. For me to go on there and, oh my God, DNA is champion of the year, hands down, no questions asked. Or K-Shine's champion of the year, no questions asked. Like, you know what I mean? I have my own personal picks. I was actually, shout out, Let's Talk Battle Rap. I was talking to France earlier. We were just chit-chatting, and he was like, is this guy in your top 5? I have a little bit of a list right now, but it's in no order. And I think this year is going to be the hardest champion of the year ever because, this year has just been crazy. But, I can't let my biasness and my favorites affect my duty to the champion platform. And that's the one thing I want everybody to understand, that at the end of the day, I am champion before Twerk fan. I am champion before NWX. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never disrespect the work that Black has put in by allowing my bias to influence something that precious. It's different. We're doing predictions.
Well, of course.
You know what I mean?
So without giving too much away, within your top 5, how many are Goonie or NWX represented within that top 5?
Let me go back to my text message that I was talking to France about. Let me tell you. Hold up.
And they're in here too. I see Program V. Vlad, what up, though?
Oh man, let me see. One. There's only one person from NWX/Goonies. I'm not gonna say which group. Only one person in my, and I didn't even say it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4. And my personal top 6. There's only one person.
That's not bad.
Those groups. Yeah, exactly. Because, it's, sorry, Rita poured me a drink and brought it up to me. There's only one person that, I feel like when it comes down to Champion of the Year, what it represents, and all the parameters that go into it, there's only one person I feel like has the credentials to be in the top 10. Let's just say top 10. So, you know what I mean? As much as I love Twerk, I'll say this, on record, like, he's not in my top 10. As much as I love Twerk, he's my favorite battle rapper. I literally was talking to him less than an hour ago. And, I was telling him, listen, bro, it's on you. Like, there's no reason that there's 10 bands ain't yours other than you. So, that's on him. But
yeah, so how does, like, with your relationships, how do they handle criticism when you give them an L? Like, do they handle it well? Because I would like to think face to face, it's a bit more, of a defeated feeling to have somebody close to you say, "Nah, I got you losing a battle." Like,
yeah,
how do they handle that?
For the most part, I've only had those conversations with a couple of people. So I'll use Twerk as an example because I know he's not afraid to get in front of the camera. We've had discussions. When he had Big T, I told him prior to before the Big T battle, after he battled DNA, I said, listen, Twerk, I'm done with you battling NWX. No more NWX battles, all right? Right after that, he got Big T. And I'm like, what the fuck? Um, he was supposed to be battling Reed in Philly the following week. And,
Wait, Twerk was
knowing what
supposed
I
to battle
know,
Reed in Philly?
yeah, he was supposed to battle Reed. And the Reed battle got canceled, and he ended up battling Sharon.
Oh, Reed would have died in Philly. That would have been. Whew.
Listen, you see what happened to Cicero. That's all I'm going to say. I
Yeah,
would have had
yeah.
Twerk doing, yeah. So, and I don't want to talk too much for Twerk, but I will say this. In our relationship, what I've understood about him is, he looks at certain people. You know what I mean? And I think that he is so talented that he can get away with certain people with prepping right before, a day before, hours before, et cetera, et cetera. And, I felt like he had Reed and then he got Big T. I felt like he was going to play with Big T and really clip up for Reed. And I saw him at the hotel the day before, and I'm like, yo, bro, like, yeah, like, don't play with Tuna. He like, yo, bro, I'm not. Like, I'm ready for him, this, that, this, and that. And that the same day, he got the news that the Reed battle was canceled. And he was disappointed. He was distraught. He wasn't happy about that. Reed is a legend, regardless of what everybody wants to say. How he did versus Shine, how he did versus Rex, whatever. Reed is a stone cold legend. You know what I mean? Undeniable. So, I felt like he might not have been as motivated for Tuna. And when that battle happened, he had this one crazy bar. Anybody doesn't have the app, just all I will say is you'll never be on the phone with a new chick or a new guy for the ladies and say, no, you hang up again. You'll never do it. Like
There's definitely some ladies
bar
in
was
here too.
crazy.
So yeah, check it
Yeah,
out.
the bar was crazy. So, it just after the battle, we're talking outside and I'm like, damn, bro, Tuna got you. He's like, I know, man. I didn't prep well enough, whatever, whatever. There are certain people who take it well. And then I've had a conversation with another battle rapper who I won't name. After a battle, they battled somebody, and he came up to me. He's like, "Yo, what you think?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think Bo got you." And he was like, "What? Like for real?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, you don't know what the fuck you talking about," and literally walked off.
Damn, ask for
So
your
some
opinion, then like this, like disregarded your
right,
opinion.
right,
That's crazy.
exactly. And this has been since I'm on Champion, so I think they knew that odds are it's going to be talked about on Champion. But shout out to Prep. Prep and I had a wager, him versus Loso at Born Legacy 7. Um,
Oh
he
yeah, I
lost the
seen
battle.
that.
He came to me, admitted he lost. Like, we talked about it. Same thing. Jerry West is another one who was humble. Me and Jay Black had a bet between Jerry West and Chess. Jerry West came to me, like, listen, I felt like Chess might have got it, maybe on cam, but in the building, he admitted Chess won the battle. So there are some guys, and I would say most of them, to be honest, respect it more if you're coming up to them man to man, saying it to their face and having a discussion. One of the things that people don't realize is battle rappers are people too. These are grown men, and people get behind Twitter or they create their YouTube and they say these
They get
things.
crazy, dog.
They do, and then they're never there to stand on it. You know what I mean? Shout out to Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes and I had a crazy back and forth. Where were we at? Oh man, we were at, that was Survivor Series. Yeah, crazy. Snake Eyes and I had a crazy back and forth one day. I'm not gonna get into the details because it was over the phone, but we had a crazy back and forth, and we ended up seeing each other at the Philly event, and we talked as two grown men. We understood where the differences was, and at the end of the day, we shook hands, and that's that. I think that people respect it more when what you say, you're willing to say it to my face. Another thing that almost went viral in the culture, and shout out to Murder Mook at
Oh
Born Legacy
yeah, talk
7.
about that.
Woo, I was lit. He was lit. It took Jay Black. Another little thing,
Yo,
a
you be
little
getting
behind
people
it.
riled up, bro. I ain't even gonna
You know,
hold
I,
you.
my thing is this was I talk shit, man, bro. I talk shit with the best of them, man. And
You think
Mook
you
was
got
talking.
Debo 3-0? I
I
remember when he
fucked
came.
Debo up. Listen, you seen that episode. I had Debo sitting there stumbling. Debo ain't looked at a can of Pepsi or Coke since that episode, okay?
Oh,
Debo, like,
talking
let me get a
crazy
glass
to
of water.
Debo.
Yeah, yeah, but no, Debo is the big homie, man. Shout out to Debo. Talked to him the other day. I love the royalty card. I'm super excited for that. Me and Rita will
I
be
ain't
in
gonna
the
lie.
building.
I feel like you and Jay Black tried to line him up. Even though like Jay Black was trying to play devil's advocate, shout my man Black. I feel like y'all lined him up. That was a
No,
set. Y'all set him up.
you know what's crazy? If you go back to Twitter, Debo said that I needed to come to champion. The episode was already out. When I came back to champ, Debo was there. I came, and then he's on some like, so what's going on? Whatever. Would you say? Well, this is what and that's the thing. Again, Debo is the big homie. It was met with respect and obviously, a little bit of jokes.
Right.
But it's like, listen, I'm going to say to your face what I said on Champion because I didn't disrespect you. Sorry about that. Dropped my phone.
No,
I
you
didn't
good.
disrespect you as a man. You know what I'm saying? And even making my comment about Queen of the Ring, I think I said it was URL, RBE, King of the Dot, everybody else. I said URL, King of the Dot, RBE, blah blah blah, and then
You said
Queen of the Ring.
bullpen. I think you put bullpen in
Oh
front of
yeah,
those.
bullpen, and then Queen
Yeah.
of the Ring. And Debo took offense to that. He's getting at me on Twitter. The ladies from Queen of the Ring were getting at me on Twitter. But there's a thing and I think that's just something that we learn as men. You have to be accountable for what you say.
That's a
And
fact.
I respect a man who says to me, Anwar, I think you're crazy in person rather than saying it on Twitter or saying it on Twitter, then seeing me and saying it again. You know what I mean? Because we can have the one thing that happens is there's not a conversation when I'm on Champion. You know what I mean? It's a conversation with the group, but whatever battle rapper I'm talking about, they don't have a chance to respond. So their response is often on Twitter or in another blog, and things can get lost in that translation. You know what I mean? Shout out to Head Ice. He made his comments, on Hip Hop Is Real. He wanted to, I believe his words was put some sauce on my
Put some
ribs.
sauce on your ribs. That's
Yeah,
gangster.
and called Rita a bird bitch. And it's like, well, now listen,
That
there's a
wasn't
difference
gangster.
between,
I didn't find that gangster at all.
right. But the thing is, he didn't have information. When Head Ice and I had a conversation, it's like, yo, I didn't know that was your girl. My bad. And this sport is an aggressive sport. This sport is about alpha males. You know what I'm saying? And so, I understand the shit talking. Again, shout out to Verb. Verb said some things on Twitter. Me and Verb haven't had a conversation since then because I'm going to talk to Verb at Volume 5. And it's not
Oh,
on some
okay.
gangster shit. Like, it's not on some gangster shit. It's like, listen, you made this comment, right? And I understand that you might have just been joking. I understand that. But as a man, like, when I'm saying I prefer this person over you in a battle,
Yeah, it's
that's
all
not me
battle
talking
rap.
about, right. That's not me talking about your personal life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People make their jokes. If you notice on Twitter, I haven't gotten involved in the whole Wild 'N Out versus Eminem because this is not battle rap. What they're doing with the Wild 'N Out versus Eminem thing, that's not battle rap. So I don't have a place to speak on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't
I
did.
have my
Yeah, I
opinions.
feel you. I
I got
haven't.
my opinions. Don't
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Don't get me
yeah.
wrong.
I'm standing out of that too. I ain't did no
Right.
recaps or nothing. That's not my lane.
Right. Right. That's not my lane. Exactly. So, it just there's a fine line. So, to get back to your original question, there are some battle rappers who take it much better than others. Those who don't take it well, in my experience, haven't taken it well at all. And my thing is, I'm fine with that. Like, there was a battle rapper once. We were at an event and they walked past, and it was an accident. They stepped on my foot, and I was like, "Damn!" I feel like you stepped on my foot. Like, damn, I feel like you did that shit on purpose. Like, you don't fuck with me. And they literally turned around and was like, well, you're right. I don't fuck with you, but I didn't do that on purpose. So my bad. And it's
Mm.
like, for me, as a man, like, listen, I'm going to look at this as just another man. I still support that person's music. I support their battles. When they won, I feel like they won, whatever. But it's like, I can respect a man telling me to my face, just how I feel about you, whatever. And we can go our separate ways. This culture is big enough for people everybody don't have to be kumbaya, holding hands,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
As
Everybody
long as you
can
battle rap and I actually
coexist
drink
and
with
not rock with each other. That's just totally,
That's a fact.
totally
That's a
acceptable.
fact.
Um, so yeah, another thing I was curious to be because I've seen league owners take that shit to like a very personal level too. Who you think is more sensitive, battle rappers or the league owners?
Battle rappers by far.
Really?
League
Oh, this is
owners.
close.
I mean, here's the thing. There are it's a numbers game. If you shout out to Chess and Tori Doe, it's a numbers game. How many league owners are there versus how many battle rappers? So
True.
if I say there are 2 league owners who took it personal versus 30 battle rappers who felt the way, obviously it's battle rappers, but even still,
But the
shout out
effect
to
of a
ARP.
league owner can hit like what could a battle rapper do? Like a league owner can feel away and like not allow you to come to their event. You get what I'm saying?
Right, but then what they're gonna do? Stop me from buying their pay per view? Like at the end of the day, um, again, there is a level of status, and I can't say this enough. So you could title this episode "Shout Out to Jay Black." There's a level of status of being on champion where
Oh, for sure.
when I have a discussion with someone, whoever it is, battle rapper, fan, or league owner, that I think that they may show a level of restraint versus if I was just Joe average fan. You know, um, Shout out to ARP, shout out to Lex, iBattle, shout out to obviously URL, King of the Dot, everybody, Debo, all the leagues, Stiz, Battle Academy. I can't name every single league owner,
No, no,
Drake
right.
Dennis, you know what I mean? But, we've had discussions. I talked to Drake Dennis at every Gates of the Garden event. I went to his one recently where Henny Man battled Ant Brown from Philly. That was a good an event. Next weekend, there's an event right up in Jersey I'm pulling up to. I haven't made it to an iBattle or King of the Dot event. I've been to many RBE events. And I have discussion with league owners, and typically they'll ask you, how do you think the event was? What you think of the event? Whatever, whatever. And, if I have any criticisms, again, let me use Stiz as an example. It was most recent. I was at Rex and Bill, and I kept getting on him like, Stiz, you need mics, bro. Like, there's no mics. Fortunately, the fans allowed me and Rita to make our way to the front. They're like, oh, that's champion. Let them get up close. But if you weren't within the first 5 or 6 rows, you couldn't really hear them.
Oh yeah,
So,
that was crazy
and
bad.
yeah. So shout out to Stiz. He took that criticism. And for Rex and Rock, they had mics. You know what I mean? So, I haven't had a situation where a league owner took something I said and, at least as far as I know, went any kind of way. Other than Norbs. Norbs asshole ass.
Yeah, that's
He
just
did some weird
Norris
bad.
being he's an anomaly to all of this shit. Really.
That's all right.
Yeah, shout out to Norris, man. Always let me jump on his podcast. That's the guy. So we got events coming up, man. We got
Yeah,
Smack
we do.
Volume 5, brother. Um, I
Oh yeah,
seen
that
your
is today.
predictions. I seen your take on. Of course, you going with Twerk versus Av against Av, but really, do you think he's as prepared as? Because I'm hearing from various sources that he is Twerk is as prepared as he's ever been because he know. Like, are you buying that, or can you bank on that? Like, you had to bet money, let's say.
I will say this. Let's say this without giving anything away. Again, Twerk and I are actually friends.
Right.
When Twerk was battling John, shout out to my man Quill. I can't remember what his Twitter name is. It's like battle rap underscore IMO, I think. My man Quill. Resolution. Quill and I were in discussions about making a bet. I ran into Twerk. It was the day before when they were doing the face-offs. I said, yo, bro, like I'm about to put some money on you on John. He called drugs over. It was like, yo, what was I supposed to be doing yesterday? Drugs look like, what am I supposed to get a real answer or what? So Twerk like, no, tell him the truth. He's like, yo, he's supposed to battle yesterday. He's like, what I do? I was like, yo, he couldn't make it. Bet. That's all I needed to know. The last time Twerk was facing somebody of Av's level was Rum Nitty, in my opinion. And when it comes to the game now, Rum Nitty is the number one back-to-back clean puncher in the game. I don't think there's any argument.
Oh, that's a fact.
Right behind him right now is Av. I
That's a
think
fact.
that we are going to get the same or better Twerk that we had versus Nitty versus Av. That's my opinion. Obviously, I haven't heard Twerk rounds. I tell battle rappers all the time, I don't want to hear your rounds. Don't call me
Me
and spit on
neither, dog. Amen
me.
to
Yeah,
that. I don't want to
me
hear
neither.
that shit.
Because here's the thing. I've heard people shit, okay? I'm not going to say who it was, but shout out to a specific battle rapper who was getting ready to battle Twerk. And I heard they shit, and I was like, yo. Like, I wasn't trying to hear it, but they started spitting him like, yeah. And then they stood in front of Twerk, and Twerk, like, they rapped, and it was like, all right. And then Twerk had to rap. And it was like, there's a difference. And then, when you hear somebody shit, if it don't resonate with the crowd or if the person has a rebuttal, Now they looking at you like, but you went crazy for it when you heard it over the phone. So I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah, no,
But
that's
I
a
believe
fact.
that Twerk is prepared for Av. I don't think he's going to play with Av at all. Again, Twerk in the volumes. When did Twerk play in the volumes? You know, he had clips. People give clips that battle. I'm not mad at that. That first round from Twerk, oh my God, bananas.
Yo, it was bananas. Who did you get that round? Don't try to slip out of that. Who you get that battle to?
I edged clips. I did
Oh,
edge clips.
okay.
I had Twerk,
Don't
Twerk in the
say Pete.
first.
Yeah, you try to. People. People said they
Yeah,
gave it.
yeah. No,
You gave that
I
battle
think
to
I had.
clips.
I obviously I felt like Twerk won the first
Oh,
beyond
clear,
clear.
clear, clear.
Clips edged the second, and I think he won the third clear. So
Okay.
you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you win some. So we got DNA versus Verb, and I was going back and forth on this personally because I didn't know just how much they dislike each other. Not obviously personally, but just from a
Right, right.
competitive
The competitors.
standpoint. And
Exactly.
I'm swaying right now. I haven't done my predictions yet. It might come out in a couple of days. I'm swaying. I know obviously you riding with DNA, but what problems do he really present versus Verb that Verb haven't seen before? It would be my question to you.
I think this is where it comes down to. We've seen every version of Averb at this point. I don't think there's anything new that Averb can show us. We've seen Great Verb with the waves. We've seen Big Jero. That's how you talk to your son. We've seen Verb versus Mook. You know, not one of us. You know what I mean? How many people have you had in the pocket? Not one of us. We see him versus Lux. You know what I mean? Um, I believe that Verb doesn't have anything left to show. And what it boils down to is at that point, it becomes an X factor. What Verb do we get? Do we get the Verb that was versus Mook or Lux? Or do we get the Verb that battled Pennyman or Gems? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, come
Um,
on, Anwar. That's low hanging fruit. You know we not gonna get
but
that Verb.
here's the thing though. People say that. Why not? Why do we know that? Verb respected Lux and Mook way more than he does DNA. I think we can agree
True.
with that, right?
True.
He looks at DNA as some peon, somebody who doesn't
He doesn't
belong
look
in the
at
ring
him
with
like
him.
Jims or Hennyman though.
Right, but he looks at him. I mean, based on the tweets, based on the promo, and again, I know it's promo, but if he looks at DNA as somebody who you only belong in a ring with the guard,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he won't prepare. And again, Verb has never come unprepared. Okay, so let me make that clear. But he may not come with his best stuff. Now, when you look at the flip side of that coin, DNA has had some showings back when he was battling. I don't remember what battle league it was. He was battling somebody. They said they booked him on Groupon. It was hilarious. He battled 50 times in 30 days or whatever. DNA has had those things as well. But for all the big names, all the people that going into this battle, DNA is definitely the underdog, in my opinion.
No, I disagree.
Here's why I say DNA is the underdog. Because of what Verb has accomplished in his last two battles.
Right.
DNA hasn't stood in front of Mook and won.
But yeah,
He hasn't stood in front of
you would think
Lux
that
and
would make him the
arguably won.
underdog, but polls mean everything to a lot of people. According to polls, according to a lot of people, the people's chatter has been heavily DNA is going to win. I don't know
Yep.
why. I mean, I know why because he's phenomenal, but
Well, not even that. The why to the majority. Because when you think about polls, shout out to Mook. Polls, anybody can vote on a poll. You know, Rita's
true,
9-year-old son could click on a poll and vote.
of
The
course,
thing with Mook, with Verb, unfortunately, he has painted this villain narrative. So, people want to think about it. If Floyd Mayweather was going to fight, I don't know, let's just say Adrian Broner tomorrow, there are going to be people who will pick Adrian. Well, maybe Adrian Broner ain't the right word, but let's use Lomachenko.
there we go.
Somebody one loss,
Yeah, get into your
count for
boxing
one
bag.
guy.
I rock with boxing too.
Cool, cool. Matter of fact, let me go one better. Mayweather's going to rematch Canelo tomorrow. Now we've already seen this fight. Mayweather
Yeah,
beat the dog side Canelo for 12 rounds.
easily.
Period. Yep. There are going to be plenty of people tomorrow who are going to pick Canelo to win. Why? Because Mayweather's the bad guy. Verb has painted this bad guy narrative. So there are people who are going to tune into this battle Saturday just to see a Verb lose. There are going to be people who are going to watch this battle on Saturday not giving Verb a chance. And admittedly so, when he was battling Lux, it took me a second, even going back when he had Mook. When the Verb versus Mook announcement was made, I'll admit I was one of those. thousands of people like, what has Verb done to get Mook? What is going on here? Whatever. Verb has no chance against Mook, whatever, whatever. Mook was also a bad guy though, and I was rooting for Verb. And when Verb won the battle, I talked to Verb outside, like, yo, you did one for the culture, whatever, whatever. And he had Lux. Lux is not a bad guy. Verb is the bad guy in that battle. Lux was the overwhelming favorite. Majority say Verb won the battle. I still feel like Lux won first and second. But, people that have Verb 2-1, people say 3-0, I just kind of ignore them. But people that have Verb 2-1, I think it comes down to that second round.
Mm-hmm. Of course. But do you think that means, so in theory, based on the level of competition, he should be heavily favored? But
that's right.
But
he's the villain.
But he's a villain. But also, DNA has this narrative, and certain narratives are good narratives. So DNA has a good narrative going that when he's always get these like type of shots against people that he supposedly doesn't deserve, he usually shows up. Do you think
that's a fact?
Although it's a good narrative and it's also true, there's also a narrative that people don't use that should apply to Verb, which is for every Gems or Henny Man battle, his record in big matchups is probably better than most if you really did some research and dug in. Like me personally, I got him beating Lux and Mook. I would say his last clear loss in a big match was probably versus Pat Stay. So
okay. And Pat Stay is very hard to beat, so that's no slight.
Yeah,
and
that's all.
The thing. I think it comes down to the mindset. I have DNA winning this battle, and I have DNA winning the battle 2-1 in a dog fight. I don't think anybody's getting 30'd in this battle. I don't think it's going to be clear. I think that the battle is going to come. It's going to be debatable. Verb. Shout out to Verb. Shout out to the whole St. Louis. Hitman, Verb, Young Ill, the New Midwest Movement, etc. I think that Verb is supremely talented, and I think where Verb lacks, the only reason that anybody wouldn't have Verb in their, GOAT status is because of his motivations. And people will say, is he going to take the battle serious? I think he's going to take it serious, but I don't know that he's going to clip up as much as DNA is going to clip up for him. When you match these guys attribute for attribute, okay?
Yeah.
So we go with 5 attributes. Let's say lyrical ability. You probably get at the Verb, right?
Verb.
Okay. Freestyle.
DNA.
Performance.
Verb.
I disagree. I think DNA has.
Whoa, wait. Okay, now we've hit the point where you, my friend, are wilding.
All right, so give me some Verb performances, and if you say Showtime, well, I'm not.
Well, performance is in action, and it's not always. It's not always in the movement. Sometimes it's just crowd control, knowing when to look away from the camera.
Crowd control is different than performance because I have that as one as well. I got that crowd control and then presence. Those are my.
Oh, well, presence Verb is clear on that too. But let's stick to performance,
right? Verb presence. Yeah.
Let's stick to performance. Performance is like, well, obviously, like let me use somebody like Hitman. The reason his performances be so crazy, it's not just about the remixes and stuff like that. It's knowing how to. Oh, you're a boxing guy, so you would know this term perfectly. Ring generalship. Like knowing how to use the ring, knowing when to cut off the corners, knowing when to use the ropes. Verb has a lot of that. He knows when to play to the crowd. He knows when to close the distance and talk like straight in your. If you look at that Lux battle, sometimes he was like nose close to Lux on certain bars. That pose to hit, that felt like it's kind of personal. When it was more of a general bar, he created space. The Doctor Strange, he was a nice distance away so it can hit more. Like all that, those are little nuances that maybe astute guys like us pick up, but maybe a casual fan might not. So I factor all that in performance. And when you talk like the Elvis move, look how far back he was, so you can see the whole thing. Like little stuff like that. Come on, man. Verb got that in abundance.
I don't think it's in abundance. I actually edged the DNA, man. So you gave a few DNA Verb performance things.
Okay.
So again, think about DNA. Now I'm gonna use this one just to start it off with as a joke, but understanding when DNA clapped the machete, he performed that part. Believe it or not. Now again, use that as a joke. But going forward, the 357. Credit score versus Mickey Fax.
Mickey Fax.
I think the Mickey Fax DNA is the absolute best DNA we've ever seen.
I agree.
Um, and I think we're going to get that this time as well. So again, going to the Mickey Fax battle, he didn't freestyle at all. Why not? Because of my next point, which is crowd control. Verb in the volume series had twerk and twerk only, if I'm not mistaken, on volume two, one.
Volume 2. It had two
Yeah,
or
because twerk,
three.
yeah, because twerk had JC volume one.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that small room, I don't know that Verb will be able to. It's a difference when you have 2,000 fans or 1,500 fans versus 60 people who know battle rap, who you can't what was it? Congregate with the
Oh,
congregators.
we not
It's not
doing
gonna
that. Nope, nope.
but look, that's what I'm saying. The same way clapping the machete is not gonna work in that small room. Congregate with the congregators ain't gonna work in that small room.
But he did well against Twerk. I got him winning. I got him beating Twerk.
Oh, what I mean, so Rita smoke, so I need your weed man number when we hang up. So that way I can, you know what
No,
I
we
mean?
not doing
I,
that. I mean, we know it's legal here now in Detroit. That's just fact. But nah, I
okay,
got
I'm
him
just saying.
winning, and he
We'll be in
performed in that
Detroit. We're
battle
gonna come.
too with the whole garage lift up shit. That was dope.
Yeah, he did. He did. Um, I think for real, to be totally honest, this battle is gonna be in two stories, in two parts. Just like Verb and Lux. I don't think there's any argument for Verb and Mook. I think the only people who think Mook won is Dot Mob. Um, I think it's going to come down to in the building on Cam. And in a small room, that sounds like, well, what do you mean? I think in the building, DNA is going to win. On Cam, it will be closer because
Oh,
in the
okay.
building, we can't go back and listen to things. I still think that I'll put it this way: the best DNA we've ever seen was versus Mickey.
Mickey Fax.
When you talk about the best Verb you've ever seen, was that versus Hitman? Was it versus Lux? I think the Verb versus Hitman was better than the Verb versus Lux. That's my opinion.
Well, yeah, I think honestly, I mean, I think the best verb for me was probably, even though it was 2 rounds, was probably versus Hollow. He was hitting him with
Okay,
nothing but haymakers.
that's a fact. That's a fact. But unfortunately, 2 rounds. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah,
But yeah. So okay, yeah. Verb versus Hollow was a good one. I'll admit I hadn't even thought of that one. I was really taking his super marquee.
yeah,
Pat Stay, he lost that battle, so I wanted to go with ones that he won. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's possible. Don't get me wrong.
and
When
that's
it
the
comes to
thing,
Volume
man.
5, I am making some wagers. DNA versus Averb is not one that I'm betting on.
Oh,
I
okay.
have
I
DNA
was, I
winning
was about to say.
2-1 in a dogfight, but Verb can win this battle. He can. I talked to DNA a couple weeks ago. He clipping up. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to bother DNA. I'm going to talk to him Friday because I land tomorrow night. So we're going to go get some food or something Friday. Chop it up. But that's that. Like, I don't want to hear anything until the battle happens. But I will tell him, and I think DNA knows. DNA knows that Verb can beat him. I don't think Verb acknowledges that he can lose to DNA, if that makes sense.
But I see. This is what I'm banking on, and this is where the separation comes because I've seen Verb. There's been a couple of instances where Verb was mad that the public thought a certain person could beat him. Now his anger towards or his motivation to go against Lux and Mook were based on just nostalgia when he came in the game. Those was his targets, and he finally got those shots. But there
Right.
was 3 instances where I've seen him be mad that the people said this is the guy that beat you, and I don't think he's that nice. Against B Dot, which I think he won, although he, he
Agreed.
he played with the time. It was a very veteran move to
Yep.
shorten the time. And we all know what he did to Cortez in St. Louis.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Wait a minute. So wait a minute. The people had Taz beating him in St. Louis?
No. People just thought Tez was nice enough to compete. Like
Oh, okay.
he gets mad at y'all really think he can even hang with me. That's how he feels about DNA. He don't think DNA isn't nice, but he just don't think he's nice enough to be. But I think this is going to be worse than Cortez because there's people actually thinking not only is he nice enough to hang with you, he's going to beat you. So I think I don't know. At first, I was kind of like you. Like, I don't know how serious Verb's taking this. but a couple of interviews and the way he's like really seeming to be angry about this, like I expect Verb to dumb out. Um, the more I talk to you, actually more confident I am picking Verb, and I even wasn't even gonna give no predictions, but
Well,
yeah,
we can have a you're in Detroit. Who's your favorite football team?
it's the Pats, man. You'll never win if you about to. It's the
Well,
Patriots.
listen, no. I'll place a small wager with you if you don't mind.
What's up?
I got DNA 2-1. You got Verb.
Hmm.
Loser has to make their profile picture the other person's football team.
Who is
So if
your
Verb
football
wins,
team?
I'll make the Patriots my profile picture for a week on Twitter.
Who? Wait,
When
who's?
DNA wins, you'll have to make the Eagles your
Oh no,
profile
I
picture
can't.
on
I
Twitter.
hate the Eagles, bro. They beat
Yeah, I hate
us.
the Patriots. I hate the Patriots. Yeah, I know. I was going to wait.
Oh,
But I mean, if you
you was
feel
gonna
like
hold
Verb
that
going
over?
to win,
Oh, you dirty, dog. You playing a dirty game, brother.
hey, man, listen,
I don't even
I
like
like
the
to
color
gamble.
green, dog. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I understand. And I like to gamble. Everybody know I say I got a gambling problem. So
Oh
you said I'm
shit.
making you feel like you're gonna pick Verb even more. So all right.
All
So how
right,
much you want to pick Verb for? How
that's
you like that Eagles green? I would like the full Eagles. Like I want you to go to the Eagles Twitter page and copy their profile picture. Make that yours for a week.
a
And if
week,
Verb
dog. We
wins,
doing?
I would
Oh, we doing that?
yeah a whole week. A whole week. So and we'll
All
give the
right.
fans some time. So we'll say Monday to Monday from the 16th to the 23rd. You can get your profile back come Christmas.
All right, that's crazy, yo. That was damn, dog. Out of all this, I
Take your
totally
time.
forgot. All right, no, you know what? We Verb. Damn, now I
Listen,
got a
listen, listen.
rooting interest. Now you see what?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's why. Listen, me and Norb's got a stake on it. You know what I mean? Come Sunday, Norb's is buying my lunch. I'm not. I'm not. I'm bringing enough money to eat on Friday, Saturday, and Monday morning. I'm not bringing money for Sunday. Norb's is buying my lunch on Sunday. I'm not worried about it.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, the bet is on. It's
All right,
official.
it's on.
It's official. Oh, I really hate the Eagles though. Like that's like I hate the Eagles, the Cowboys, and I really am starting to hate the Steelers. Like those are the three teams I hate really. Like
Well,
oh,
I
and the
hate the
Bears. The
Cowboys
Bears are
the
disgusting.
most. Yeah, I hate Cowboys the most, and then the Patriots following them. Everybody else, I don't even,
Oh
whatever.
my goodness, bro.
Yeah, so come Saturday night, I'll be atting you on Twitter because I will be in the building. I'll be
Yeah.
tweeting you personally DNA haymakers. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna at you in every DNA haymaker.
I'm definitely going to tune into this pay per view. Everybody should. Oh man, I did see. You never know what you're gonna get when you. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, that's fine. Fuck. All
Well, I
right.
got one more for you before we go and get to other predictions.
Yeah,
Shout out to Top Tier Podcast. Shout out to you, Ledge.
I appreciate it, man.
One of the things I'd like for you to do is I don't care how you do it. I would like for you to find a way, pick a random fan, random supporter of your platform,
Hmm.
and I will get them the pay per view for Volume 5. So the pay per
What?
view is $50. Yep. I will create them a profile, and they will have it for Volume 5. You pick a supporter, just DM me the info. Come tomorrow or Friday, whatever, however you do it. I don't care. But that's I love this culture. I want everybody to see it. So
I
not
told
everybody
y'all,
has the
man. No,
money.
nobody love this shit quite like him. Damn. All right. So
Yeah.
you one of my supporters. You know, I got a lot of loyal supporters, like a lot of reoccurring people that pop up. So yeah, man.
Okay.
You heard Anwar,
However,
man. Like one of you
yeah.
guys will be awarded a free Smack Volume 5 viewing, dog, on behalf of Anwar. That is dope, man, and that's me.
That's a fact. That's a
Also, let
fact.
me
So I
know
don't
that
care
he
how you
really
do
rocks
it.
with the podcast too. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't care how you do it. What I'll do is I'll create a profile on Watch Battle Live tonight, and I'll send you the login and password, and just bam, that'll be them.
That is dope. Look, yeah, people in the chat saying that's dope. Oh, that's a nice gesture. Shout out to Shannon the Shoe. You be seeing her Abby just the shoe, the mysterious shoe gang. She's in here. Shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah,
you.
yeah. Shoes are always around for some reason.
Shout out
Yeah.
to the shoe gang. Shout out to Mojo's in the building. Shout out to Mojo. Y'all gonna
Shout
stop.
out to my girl Mojo making moves with Mojo. Shout out, that's my homie right there. I love
Yeah,
Mojo.
y'all gonna stop
She is
picking on
awesome.
Mojo, you and Dree, man. I be saying I can't
Listen,
stand
you know
for
what's
that.
funny? I wasn't picking on Mojo. Listen, I just said I was going to use this opportunity to talk about bullying, and she came in and started bullying my man Dree. I was there. I saw it. It's in black and white. It's on Twitter. She wasn't mentioned. She must have had a guilty conscience. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you hear him, Mo? That's all right.
Yeah.
She gonna come back on the show. We gonna talk about you, brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna move. All right, Surf and Reed Dollars, and I tagged y'all. Y'all didn't probably see the tag. All you Philly natives, when y'all seen that you and shout out to you. Let's salute Anwar right now on conducting a really dope face off, man. How was that for you,
Appreciate
first of
that.
all?
Oh my God, you talk about the bubble guts,
You was
bro. It was
nervous?
10 minutes notice. Yeah. Beasley walked up to me at the update. Hey, listen, hey, we need you to conduct this face off real quick. And I'm sitting there with the deer in headlights, like, what? Wait, what? He's like, yeah, Reed is served. Wait a minute, hold up. Now, again, going back to my roots, Reed Dollars, way back in the day, on the DVD days. So somebody had literally bought DVDs to watch them rap. I
Facts.
was on stage for him and Shine. You know, we know how that worked out. But still, and then it's the Sue Surf, 725. Like, I have 725 in heavy rotation. Shout out to his new album, too. I can't remember the name of it, but Blood Cousins, yeah. Like, wait a minute, you want me to sit in between these two and do what? Like, stand there? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, you know what I mean? But fortunately, I work with the absolute best in the game. I called Jay Black, got some pointers, and you know, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for everybody who has positive support and even the criticism. You know, I take criticism well. I know I'm not perfect, so you know, majority have said I did well, so I appreciate that. But that was very nerve wracking, man. Very nerve wracking.
Yeah, man, and you, like I said, you held your, like you cut in at the right times. You didn't over talk, but you weren't totally silent. It was like a really nice balance. Was that kind of like you're making a concerted effort not to over talk them and kind of just let them bark, so to speak?
Absolutely, bro. Like again, Jay Black is the obviously face offs have been around forever, but as far as him battle rap, he's kind of the pioneer of it.
Right.
And so I really like, when I was on the phone with him, like I'm telling him, like, bro, I can't do this shit. He like, yo, yes, you can. You watch me, you've been there, you could do it. Like, he gave me all the encouraging things and he gave me a few tips. And it's like, at the end of the day, there was somebody who was I saw in the YouTube comments when they posted this shit to YouTube. Somebody was like, oh, get Anwar out of here. I'm like, well, damn, what did I do? Like somebody else was like, you did a good job. You didn't talk too much. And it's like, listen, y'all ain't tuning in to see me talk. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was just about, letting them talk. We all know Surf. There are some guys, Surf, Cassidy, who else? Rex. Like some guys, you don't have to do anything. You literally put them in front of
Yeah.
their opponent and say, how you feeling? And they're gonna go.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So, Surf made it pretty easy. Reed made it a little hard because Reed kept just saying December 14th. And it's like, you got to say something, bro. So, trying to come up with questions. And, I didn't have time to jot down notes and come up with a list of 5 or 10 questions. So everything was on the fly, But yeah, it was very nerve wracking. But, I was able to get through it. And again, I got the greatest coach in the world, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. Shout out to Black, man. Shout out to Black. Hey, I want to know after that face off, after because you kind of got to play neutral when you're just the host and the moderator.
That's a
But your
fact.
Philly heart, your Philly spirit after that face off, looking back at it once it dropped on the app. Shout out to the URLTV app that looks so great now. Um, how did you feel as a Philly native?
Uh, I'll say this, even in the building, forget about the app. In
Oh,
the
it
building,
was worse. I imagine.
it was. I wanted Reed to say more, but the Philly guys don't really do too much talking. You know what I'm saying? Other than Cassidy, that's kind of their thing. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think Reed was going to talk too much. And people have talked about battle rap was coming like WWE. Well, it is, and the Philly people aren't necessarily into that whole, I'm gonna pretend to not like you while we on camera, and then we could chop it up afterwards. They don't really do that. So it looked bad in the building, and when I watched it back, I was like, oh my god. But that said, I know what you're getting to, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. I have Sue Surf winning this battle. I just think that
3-0.
I don't. I don't see how Reed wins. Reed has progressively gotten better in every battle. He was
You
good
think
against
so?
John.
You think he
He
got
had
better?
he got washed versus John. Him and Chess was debatable. I edged Chess, but people edge Reed. I'm not mad at
Yeah,
that.
I got chest, but I like the reading that.
Right. He beat Rex clearly,
Yeah.
and then he had Shine.
Now you think
He
his
lost three.
shine performance all 3 rounds was better than his 3 rounds for Rex?
Uh, I mean, he added some actual performance with the figure 8 bar, whatever, using the stage a little bit more. Um, So I would give him a slight edge. I think it was his second or his third against Rex, and I was just like, if Rex had been better, he could have lost. Um, but either way, I think he's got progressive. He was really good against Shine. I'll say that. But he would have beat other people on the card versus, what I mean, with the rounds he had for Shine. But
Really? Who you think he would have beat?
he'd have washed Cassidy. He'd have
Oh,
beat
well, yeah,
Arsenal.
yeah.
Yeah, he'd have beat the main event. Um, I think he would have beat Suge. Obviously, Suge with the stumbles and the chokes.
I
He'd have
guess
lost.
you're right by default. So he has a couple
Yeah,
of default W's.
right, right. He'd have beat Calico. Exactly. So he'd have beat
Oh, wait
half
a
the
second.
card.
He wouldn't beat Calico. He wouldn't beat Calico.
Why? Cal third. Listen, think about it. Cal's third.
Cal
We
third
heard
was
on
bad.
Shots Fired. It was Shots Fired.
The first though.
His right. So he loses the first. He wins the second and third. I think.
What the second?
But either way,
Oh, you've been all
Cal's
right. How many
second
cups you
wasn't
done had
that
since
good.
this show started?
What'd you say?
How many cups you done had since this show started? Because you bugging.
Just one and a half.
All right, all right.
One and a half.
But
But yeah. So either way, but yeah, but I still think at this point the best read we've seen can't handle with a 2-round Sue. To be honest, I think which is only parking lot Sue beats the Reed versus Shine or Rex
I agree.
first 2 rounds. So I got served 3-0. We haven't seen 2-round Sue since Rum Nitty. People, that was one of the things that I meant to ask at the face off. But, we haven't seen it. So I got no reason to revert him back to 2-round Sue since he had 3 full complete rounds for Geechee. So,
That's true.
yeah,
That's
three
very
rounds
true.
Sue. I think he wins all 3 rounds.
Yeah, I got it a dirty 32. Like I'm not even gonna hold you. That's I like the face off. Usually, sometimes you can gauge how someone is going to, you know, perform. I didn't really
Yeah,
gain anything that I didn't already know by watching that. I know Surf like he lives for those moments to trash talk and try to get you tight in certain situations, and I think Reed is just going to be. It's just hard when you just a legend based off of what you've been doing. It's hard to just adjust on the fly like that and make all these adjustments to your cadence and your structure that people expect you to make just overnight. So,
right,
yeah,
right.
I got that an easy surf joint. This Ace versus Swamp shit, man. How did you feel when it first got announced? I'm sure you probably got the news earlier than most, but were you okay with it? Were you like, I don't know if this
Yeah,
is right?
I think it's perfect, actually. It's the top 2 guys from the newer class opening up a big card. I think they should do that on every event, honestly.
That's the same thing John said. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's what they should do. It gives them a chance to grow. Me personally, I think the natural progression, in my opinion, should be PGs, a regular main stage in a smaller room, Survivor Series, Band Legacy, something like that. From there to Born Legacy to there, opening a main stage and then becoming a main stage staple. I think that is the best course of natural progression for these guys. With Ace, he had whether you want to call it a shortcut or not, he got to open up him and um Snake Eyes at Reloaded. Well, technically after Jack Boy and franchise, but that was a surprise battle. So
Hmm.
Snake and Ace, I mean, was the opening for that. And Swamp has been consistently good. I didn't necessarily. I think he won the battle, his Band Legacy 3 battle, but he wasn't as good as he had been. However, QP had backed out of him on, or pause, I guess, backed out on him at Band Legacy 2. So, I can understand the lack of motivation. So I think
Uh,
they should always do that. I
I
think
do
as
agree
far
with
as,
that, but now you said you think these are the two best out of
from
the
this
new
class,
from this class.
right.
Is that clear or can that be debated? Because I don't know, man. I've been personally more impressed with Kid Chaos.
Kid Chaos, but is Kid Chaos in their class? He came after them. His PG versus Jay Kruger was at Band Legacy 2, if I'm not mistaken. So I count Kid Chaos after him.
I mean,
If
but
he's
they
in that
all
class,
debuted this year. Like Ace
right.
Amin's first debut.
And here's the thing: Kid Chaos is on the card as well. So I'm not mad. He's on day 2, but he's
Yeah,
on the card. So I'm
yeah,
not mad. No.
Yeah, like I guess that's how I view, and I don't want to get into this whole what's a rookie versus what's a vet thing. But my whole rookie thing is when we're it from the URL, because it's a URL event. The title rookies versus vets. So based on what the URL version of rookies always been to me, as far as how do you identify a rookie class, is just when did they debut that calendar year of the URL, like whatever their debut
Right.
was. So that's how
Right.
like so while I'm pretty sure those battles happen months apart, like they all dropped within this year. Like it's a lot of
Right.
people's
That's a
first
fact.
time
Yeah.
seeing
So
it.
I mean, I'm not mad at somebody counting Kid Chaos. I mean, I think again, Kid Chaos is one of those guys. Don Marino is one of those guys. A lot of people are sold on Your Honor. I think Your Honor is entertaining. He lost the Swamp. Um, he lost the Bill Collector.
Mm-hmm.
The him and Luke Castro battle, he had that one entertaining moment with I'm better than you.
Yeah, it was
You know,
yeah, it was dope.
so it's like other than that, I mean, if somebody wants to put Kid Chaos in there as Ace Swamp and Kid Chaos as top three, I'm not mad at that. I
Yeah,
just
I think that's
if
what
I had to pick two, I would go with Ace and Kick and Swamp. I
Swamp.
really would. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't
I'd
see.
like to see them. I'd like to see them fight though. I would like to see Kid Chaos and Ace in a small room, and I would like to see Kid Chaos and Swamp. So
Yeah,
unfortunately, we're
well,
not getting that
yeah,
beforehand.
yeah. Kid Cast and Swamp ain't never happening. You know that we from South Carolina movement.
Yeah.
So, but I would say Swamp and Trufo. Like I just think there has been instances where they both, and this is why I think that the battle is going to happen on. And I've said this before, just with my initial thoughts when it first got announced. That I think what I've been seeing from Ace and Swamp are top tier moments. Like they show
Right.
flashes of moments where okay, that's a top tier move right there. But the rest of the round isn't, I guess, like rounded out well enough yet. And those are just the baby stages, of course, of somebody developing their craft. But I feel, when there's pockets where, for Ace, he's getting stopping mid round and telling the whole crowd at a Summer Impact, hold on, I gotta get some water. Like that's not it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that.
Right.
And
Right. I mean,
for Swamp, he choked against Cuban in a one rounder. I don't.
yeah.
That bothered me. Like you can't choke in a one rounder, fam.
Right. At home.
At the crib, yeah,
Yeah. They say it's something different about an ass whooping in front of your own steps.
that's a fact. That's a fact. So yeah, I'm a little worried. So I feel like there's guys in this class that just aren't highlighted like those guys are. That are like. Kid Cass gave me 3 fire battles. True Foes gave me 2 really nice ones. Piranha, he ain't
Right.
on the app,
Piranha.
but he done gave me 2 really good performances showcasing real street talk and performance. So, I get it that they were kind of like the first ones highlighted. So, it's first come, first serve to a degree. So I'm not mad at
Right.
it. I just hope that they put their best foot forward, especially in a
Yeah.
volume setting. It shouldn't be no
That's a fact.
hiccups.
That's a major look. So yeah.
Yeah, I like that battle. I think battle of the night is going to be Twerk versus Ab. We already talked
Me
about
too.
that, but I think the one I'm anticipating the most is from a personal standpoint. So shout out to Jay Black. His whole thing was for years
Uh,
Lux and Verb. Mine's has
yeah.
been Rum versus Chilla ever since Volume One. Like once I seen how
Okay.
Volume One ended, I'm like, oh, they're doing that now. Then this is the matchup that's
Okay.
made for a small room.
Okay. It is. I agree.
So
I think that battle is going to be crazy.
second best battle of the night.
I think I think Twerk and Av is going to be number one.
That's what I got number one.
I think it's either going to be Rum and Chilla. Rum and Chilla is going to go one of two ways. Either it's going to be the second best battle of the night, or it's going to be Rum washing Chilla. There's going to be no in between. Um, the other potential battle of the night, I think, is going to be Geechee and Old Red. But and that's just based on the history, the belts, the trash talk has been literally all year long since Geechee got his belt, and then calling Old Red a paper champ, etc.
Mm.
So but Rum and Chilla is so hard to call. So let me ask you this, right?
Yeah.
Can you take a guy? Can you pick this guy to win, who's lost his last 2 battles? That would be Chilla Jones. He lost versus DNA. Shout out to Guardians of the Culture.
Yeah.
Battle League out in Florida. And then, the judge battle with Real Deal. He lost that battle again. So he's lost the Real Deal twice this year. I think he obviously beat Steams the end of last year. I just think that when, we talked about this on Champion. I don't know if the episode even dropped yet, but when you match up Rum and Chilla, what attribute would you give Chilla over Rum other than experience? I think Rum punches better. He's cleaner. I think he schemes better. He's cleaner.
No, he doesn't scheme better than Chilla. We not never doing that.
I don't know. Like,
You think?
that Rum
Wait a
versus
second,
Sean.
Anwar.
Woo! Everybody want to talk about my Walmart. So I get my Target interview. What?
But that's like a line. That's not like a full scheme of.
Right, but so all right. So the whole scheme about what was it? What he said versus Surf. I don't even remember the whole scheme, but something about I'm coming down, grab the nose, and coming down. What? That whole hotel scheme was crazy. Like, the thing is, here's the thing, and I think, you know what? It's funny because you mentioned that. Maybe I'll even give you schemes for Chilla. The problem is, Rum can get to a punch faster in a scheme than Chilla can.
That's true. Yeah.
So, I mean, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on what side of the culture you're on, we're bred to now wait for the punch. If Rum can give you that punch after a bar and a half, where Chilla takes 4 or 6 to set it up, I'll take 3 punches in 6 bars than 1 haymaker in 6 bars. I'll be honest, I really will, because the way Rum punches, like, bro, like, Rum is, that dude is an animal, man.
Yeah, but Chilla ain't the same Chilla that people see. This is the thing where it kind of gets like murky waters, because I feel I don't know if it's true, but I got this like weird, uncomfortable feeling that a lot of people who like are very like URL centric, who don't really kind of cross over, only remember Chilla being boring and kind of like slow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's I felt like Chilla won versus Real Deal and what was it? Town Business 1.
Yeah.
I feel like Chilla won the last battle. Him versus Real Deal this time, but again, this is 3 times now. At some point in time, you're gonna run out of stuff to say. So I did have Real Deal winning the rematch at Town Business 2.
Did you? Wow.
I did. I will admit though, I was definitely drinking, and I have not watched it.
Yeah.
I watched it live, and I was lit. But I did. I had Real Deal in Town Business 2. But I had Chilla in Town Business 1. And I had, to be honest, between us, pretend the cameras ain't on, I had Chilla kind of clear in Town Business 1. Like,
here's a fact. Yeah.
When it was announced, I was just like, oh, okay. This was like when Jeff Horner beat Pacquiao. I was like, oh, all right. Okay.
Oh man, don't remind me of that.
I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Like, it was really, that was how I felt after Town Business 1. Town Business 2, again, admittedly, I was lit. I was like, oh, okay, they got it right.
But let's keep with the attributes though, because I feel like what I've learned by watching Chilla versus Real Deal is he can angle really good too, and Rum don't do that.
That's a fact. But I think I'm giving Rum punches, you're giving Chilla schemes.
I'm giving them schemes and angles.
Schemes and angles. All right. So I'll concede angles. I'll concede that to you.
Okay.
What other attributes would you give Chilla over Rum?
Like, just, I don't know. I feel like rapping wise, they kind of rap. Chilla might be just the better rapper. Like like when he multi into his punches and shit like that. Like, I think he might be slightly a better just rapper. Like,
so here's the thing, and I think it cancels out, because if you say Chilla multis into his punches better, I'm gonna counter that with Rum schemes into his punches better.
Okay.
So that's a wash. Like, I think at that point, the next point that you would go to is like performance. And
Rum is a better performance.
Yeah, last year I'd have had Chilla, and neither one of them had performance. I'd have just given it to Chilla just because he got a ball. This year, Rum has elevated. He's added some performance. I think Rum performs way better. Chilla is still, he's just going to rap.
Yeah, but give me a guy who can angle, scheme, and punch, and I feel like that's a little bit deadlier than a guy who can perform, punch, and scheme.
And so you're adding angles as having more weight than performance. And I mean, I guess it can on Cam. In the building, performance is going to win over an angle. If all other things go,
I don't know, because
if punches cancel out the scheming. Because we agree that Nitty's a better puncher,
Of
a
course.
cleaner puncher. Let me say that. Because Chilla is like, I can't. When I say better, I don't want it to make it people say, "Oh, you trying to say Chilla don't punch?" Like,
No. He can
yeah,
punch, but
Nitty's a
Chilla
cleaner
has said
puncher.
that Nitty is a better puncher than him.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So if you go with that, you go with performance. I think again, experiencing the volumes. Chilla's volume. Um, he had Steams on band.
Band Legacy. He
No,
washed
band at
Steam.
volume 3. Yeah, but I mean,
It
shout out
steams.
Steam. Shout out Steam. I don't want no problems with chess. I'm gonna see chess this week. I don't want no problems with chess. Shout out Steam. I feel like
No,
Chilla was
yeah, he
there.
just
You go.
outclassed him. That's all. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah, he did. I don't think that. And I'll put it this way: if this matchup was a year, maybe even 2 ago, I would have Chilla having a chance. I don't have Chilla having a chance in this battle. I got Rum Nitty
What?
with the clean 30.
Wait, after all those facts I
Clean.
presented to you that basically had it kind of even in attributes, you still don't have him a chance. What?
I don't, because hear me out. What I mean, unless he has something that we ain't never seen before, what angle is he going to take with Nitty? Is he going to take the Walmart angle
Of course
that you
not.
can't outdo T-Top?
No, of
He's not
course.
going to
He's not going to do
outdo
that.
self-checkout. It's like somebody battling Rock. Nobody is going to outdo Geechee's
But there's
angle against
always
Rock.
angles to be had. Like he just battled somebody for the third time and he came with fresh angles and they were hitting. Yeah.
That's a fact. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
taking a sip of my beverage.
Okay. No, I
I
thought you
mean,
were getting a sip of water because I just said something powerful.
no, it wasn't water. No. I'm like goods right now. I got my cup in my hand.
Oh, okay, but no, like
I'm a drink.
he like, and the thing about angles, we us as battle rap just fans, we always think like, what more could you say? But that's why they get paid the big bucks, man. They can always find something to talk about and drive a point home. I'm not saying
Let
he's
me
gonna
ask
be.
you this.
I don't think he's gonna be heavily reliant on that,
Right.
but
I don't think he's going to do it at all, to be honest. Because here's the thing with angles. Angles work very well for a crowd. They do. When you got 50 or 60 people in there ready to hear you rap, how well do angles hit? So
very
is
well.
Chilla going to take the I want to win it for the masses approach, or does he want to win in the building? And remember, again, shout out to all battle rap fans, the real battle rap community and Cassidy's crew, regular battle rap community, casual fans, etc. Shout out to everybody. People can be influenced by crowd reaction.
Of course, yeah.
Is Chilla going to rap to, because are angles really going to hit in that volume setting? 60, 70 people, peers. Is it really going to hit? Or is he going to like abandon angles? Because that's the thing. Like, angles ain't really a thing that we've seen in the
You know why
volume.
it can work? It can work because he's actually the closest template when you think of a schemer, puncher, and a weaver who can like I got a subject and I'm about to angle on it, but the whole time I'm a scheme and punctuate whatever my point is trying to be with the punchline. You know who did that to perfection?
Who's that?
Iron Solomon
Okay, versus who?
versus Rum Nitty. Think of
Who
the
won that
angles he
battle?
took. He
Who
took
won that battle?
Don't
Don't worry about it.
last time I checked, I had Iron. Last time I checked, I had Iron.
Okay, I had Nitty. And again, that was a fire battle. So again, this battle is either going to be super crazy and heavily debatable,
Yeah, I think it's gonna be super crazy.
or it's going to be a wash. I don't put it this way. If somebody gets washed in this battle, it will be Chilla.
It might be Chilla. I will agree with that. I will agree that
so if Chilla can match Iron's status versus Nitty,
I think
think about that. Iron and Nitty is literally, in my opinion,
it's the last classic we've had.
It is the absolute best volume battle ever.
Oh, that's a fact.
It's better than Geechee and Arsenal.
Absolutely.
It's better than all the twerk battles, John Nitty. It's better than DNA and Mickey Fat. It's the absolute best volume battle ever. So if Chilla can match that,
I think
because Rum Nitty has already been there. So if Chilla can, well, listen, I got a gambling problem. Ledge. I mean, we can take this shit into
Oh
New Year's if you want.
no.
If you want to have the Eagles logo for 2 weeks,
No,
I
see, I'm
mean,
not. I'm not. No, I ain't that hell bent on this one. I'm not
oh,
that
okay,
confident in this one. I'm not even saying he's gonna win. I'm just saying. I'm
oh,
just trying
okay,
to debunk the fact that I don't. I'm trying to make you come off that ledge of saying clear, because I don't even know if that episode with you talking Chilla versus Rum or whatever has even been out. If so, I'm gonna have to double back and watch. But I want before if you get the chance, think about this interview and like really think of the points because I don't see a big difference in Chilla and in Iron stylistically. That's what gives me the belief and confidence.
right.
And we can't act like the Volume series is some new thing. Like he battled in Black Star versus JC. Like he's
That's a
battling
fact.
small. You know what I'm saying? He put on a classic with him, and he's much
Right.
more advanced now. Like his vocal projection is louder. He don't
Yeah.
scheme a whole round. Like he might scheme in sections, but like now
But
he
that's the
know.
thing. I think if he schemes a whole round versus Nitty, with Nitty's back to back clean
Yeah, oh
punching,
he's out of there.
he's gonna lose that round.
That's a
And that's
fact.
the thing. Like
He don't do that no more
you
though. I
know
don't
what's
think he's
funny?
gonna do it.
You know what's funny?
What's
Now
up?
that I sit here and think about it, and I haven't had a couple of sips, a whole round, or it happened 16 bar scheme, landing into a punch, he's gonna lose that round. He's gonna lose that round because Nitty is going to punch his head off back scheming. The way he's scheming URL. I would put, $100 on Nitty to 30 him clear, and then I put a stack on him to 2-1 him clear. That's what I would do. I would hedge my bet. Either way, I'm winning money.
Alright, that's oh. All right,
Yeah.
man. We got Arsenal and chess. I think we're gonna both agree on this one.
Okay.
I I believe chess is just too much for Arsenal at this point, right?
You know what's funny?
Oh, don't hit me with that. Don't do it,
Again,
Anwar.
shout out to champion, right? I had chess as well.
Okay,
Then we filmed the episode after Chess made some comments. Chess was on champion. He made some comments.
I seen that. Y'all was y'all first time hearing it.
Yeah. When you poke the bear, every now and again the bear stand up and slap shit out you.
Yes.
I think, but so since then, Arsenal hasn't been very active. So because the fans are going to kill me, it's like, oh, you fence hopping. I had Arsenal the first time. I mean, I had Chess the first time. Then Jay Black told us what Chess said. I said, oh, I'm switching to Arsenal. Since then, Arsenal hasn't said anything, done anything. I'm switching back to Chess. I think I had Chess 2-1. Chess is hungry.
Okay.
He went through his spells last year. I am a fan of Chess's opening slogan, bring up any past shit. You know what I mean? You sucking that, like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that. Chess hasn't choked in the battle, and I can't remember when. So I'm not going to say, oh, well, what if he chokes? It's just like 2 round soup. I'm not going. If you show me over 2 or 3 battles that you can get through them clean, I at that point I'm not putting that stigma on you anymore.
Yeah. He's giving us
Chess,
like 5 or 6. So
right. That's a fact.
you know what I'm saying?
I got Chess 2-1 in this battle as of Wednesday at 10:32 p.m.
Yeah, that's a bet. Okay, okay, good. Thought I ain't know where you was going with that one, but I figured you've been seeing because I feel like Chess is it safe to say he had to earn your but not that he needs it, but so to speak
Right.
for you, like he had to earn your way back, like to trusting him
I've
to
had a
pick him.
conversation with Chess. Shout out to Chess. You know what's funny? Chess is one of these behind the scenes stories. Chess is one of the most intelligent 21-year-olds I've ever met, and I've met some pretty smart people. Like Chess is so intelligent. Chess doesn't pretend that his past doesn't exist. His whole thing is, now that I've moved past it, how long do I have to move past that before people acknowledge that I'm past it? Shout out to Battle Rap Trap. I want to say it was Band Legacy 2. Him and Rita had a back and forth that damn near went viral because Penny Man was interviewing Chess, and Rita jumped in, and that's where the fight broke out, and Rita is going back and forth with Chess all crazy, and it was wild. So if people haven't seen that, just go to that because Rita and Chess, that was a situation, and I thought that shit was gonna go left. But no, Chess understands where he's been, but his thing is Now I'm not doing that. So don't keep talking to me about shit I did 2 years ago or last year.
Right. It's all about the present, and he is like thriving in that staying in the moment type of like mentality. That's just a joy to see. Because not
That's
only
a
has he
fact.
been cooking, he's creating good battles to where the other person he's battling is stepping up too. Like that was one of the better bad newses I've seen in recent time.
That's a fact.
You
That's a
know,
fact.
Jerry West. You
And
know, go down the line.
and to take us back to an earlier question, you talk about my top 5 or top 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
He is in there.
Oh,
He's
of
in there.
course, he would have to be.
He
Yeah.
has to be.
Yeah, he
Anybody
has to
who's
be.
not
He's in
putting him
mine
in,
too.
yeah. Anybody who's not putting him in is looking back at old shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't understand that. Like, I mean, shit. While we, I'm just gonna don't share yours because yours is more important than mine. So it'll be on the show to watch Champion. Of course, I'm sure everybody who tunes into me checks out Champion. Here's my top 5. You
Okay.
just off memory, and I'm pretty. I think we might have the same 5. I don't even know yours, but I think we might. Like,
All right.
I got Chess in there. I got Ill Will. I got Geechee Gotti. I got K Shine, and I got Av.
Okay.
How close are we?
I think I did 6, and you have. We are almost matching. We are almost
Okay.
identical.
All right. Cool.
Sorry,
Cool.
I got to go pour me another beverage because
I
we're
think
doing
if I
some
was to
sort.
do a 6, it would probably be JC. It would. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would.
I have somebody else.
Okay. I ain't mad at that. But yeah.
Can you mute that real quick? Hold on 1 second.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Just drank all of my fucking Tito's.
No, I didn't. I was drinking with you. Stop playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I poured you a drink. Don't let me do it.
Where's my orange juice? Oh. Can you mute that? All right, hold on 1 second, Lynn.
No, it's all good.
We just get
No,
ignorant.
I'm not gonna be ratchet right now. He
All
gonna
right.
edit that out.
I don't think I want to edit that out. I think I'm gonna let that ride. That was dope. Shout out to DME Detroit. I see you in here. Shout out to Snooze, Title Town. I see you in here, brother. Again, shout out to Program V, Vlad from Let's Talk Battle Rap. Man,
No, we're not shouting out Vlad.
we ain't shouting out Vlad.
We're not shouting out Vlad.
What Vlad do to you?
Vlad posted some lamb chops he made the other day. He ain't hit me with the recipe yet. So screw that asshole. Screw that guy. He's an asshole. I'm not messing with Vlad. When I see him at an event, he got to square up because he owes me a lamb chop recipe. So we not rocking with Vlad right now.
Damn, sorry, Vlad. Yo, you can't talk, dog. You went to a brunch, the Norris brunch. I think it was in Cleveland. I got invited, but I had to work, so I couldn't make it that Saturday and Friday weekend. I was with my lady. Yo ass gonna post this great looking steak and potatoes and all. Like,
shout out to Norbs.
We ain't doing that, man.
That was the media luncheon. I can't help it if I was the only media to attend.
Yep.
Everybody had to invite.
Definitely. That I can't say we didn't get invited, but I can say you ain't have to do that to us though. You couldn't just.
Man, I wanted y'all to know what y'all missed out on. Like,
was it fire though?
Here's the thing. Again, shout out to Norbs. You know, Norbs has a reputation of being an asshole, but all jokes aside, you know, when you talk to Norbs is a stand-up dude. So he put that out there. I was the only media person there. And he was like when I hit him up, like, yo, nobody else is here. Are we still gonna do luncheon? His thing was, bro, you're here. I said I would do it. Let's do it. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to him because he definitely could have said, yo, go get some McDonald's or something. Like, but that wasn't what the original plan was. The plan was for all the media to be there, and people just didn't show up. So, you know, shout out to Mojo. She got there the next day. Uncle Ra got there the next day. So, you know, at that point, hey, it's too late.
Damn, you ain't saying nobody nothing, man. That's kind of selfish.
Hey man, I sent y'all pictures. There y'all go.
No, that's crazy. All right, man. Yo, shout out to Vlad. He returned. He replied. He said they ain't called me for the brunch. Oh, that's crazy.
That's all right. Let's Talk Battle Rap was definitely invited. I'll screenshot it and post it.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna try to make it. Whatever the next Born Legacy is, I'm gonna try to get out there for sure.
Okay.
Last but not least, and I'll say this for last because you know this was brought to us by Champion. The 2 Champion of the Year winners, Geechee Gotti versus Old Red.
Ooh,
this is a
fight.
Yeah, this is one I've been waiting for. And you brought it up that this could be a potential battle of the night too. And the more I think about it, the more that you might be right about this one. It's definitely in that top 3 running. Oh, Red though, his last performance, obviously with Shuni, but his last URL performance was Danny. Is there
Yeah.
is that
Yep.
any concerns of any, like, a hangover from that beating? Because he took a beating in that battle.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there is a concern. Again, I like to jump right into the meat and potatoes, especially when I've been drinking. Uh, I got Geechee winning this battle. I think that Old Red in the volumes has been crazy. Old Red, shout out to him. I picked Iron over him at volume 3, and then I ran into him at Twerk and Hustle at Queen of the Ring, Watch the Throne. And we were talking, and I said, look, again, at that point in time, I wasn't on champion, so he didn't give a shit what my prediction was. But I saw him, and I told him. And again, that's what I'm saying. Like, even before I was on champion, when I would see a battle rapper, I would tell them what I thought. Me and John had a back and forth because that was after the Super Bowl John where he had all the one rounders. Everybody was mad.
Oh yeah,
My opinions as a man. I talked to John. John was like, "Yo, I spent that $35 and I felt the way." You know what I mean? We had a back and forth about it. And when the conversation was over, we both had an understanding. And it wasn't no beef, it wasn't no drama, it wasn't no, yo, I want to fight you. Like, you know what I mean? Same thing with Old Red. When I was like, yo, I picked Iron. He was like, what? Like, yo, you picked Iron over me? Like, you supposed to, we black, bro. Like, he definitely hit me with that. And I'm like, yo, Iron crazy. But I was in the building. Old Red clearly won that battle.
clearly.
But I just think Geechee is, this is going to sound crazy, all right? But I'm going to use a boxing analogy.
Let's do it.
Geechee is Mike Tyson in the early 80s. He's
Mm.
something that we haven't seen before. This guy is leveling up so fast. Like Geechee, a year ago, he battled Saint 3 years ago. You look at it, shout out Let's Talk Battle Rap. They had him and Saint clip. He's looking down. He's maintaining no eye contact. You can literally tell that he's rapping, trying to remember his bars.
Yeah.
He's going from that to freestyle opening every round versus Don Marino. Like, Geechee is a fucking animal.
He
and
is.
I just think that, I think Old Red is nice. Old Red is a legend. He's, again, solidified first ever champion of the year. But I think that Geechee is just going to be too much. I think this is the young lion versus the new guy. You know what I mean? And not the Old Red is the new. Not the. Sorry, I said the young lion versus the new guy. It's the young lion versus the old guy.
Yeah.
Not the Old Red is old by any means,
But experience.
but I think Geechee is just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Geechee he's proven he's not Adrian Broner. He is not.
No,
a
he has
fly-by-night
legit
guy.
staying power.
That's a fact. You look at the people. Listen, Geechee's year. This
Crazy.
year, the people he stood in front of, it will never happen again. Nobody will ever stand in front of those people.
Yeah, he
That
can
caliber
retire
of
right
man.
now. His resume would be pretty crazy.
That's a fact. Geechee could retire after this battle. Say 2020, I'm not battling no more, and people will have to call Geechee a legend based on his resume. Bro, he's battled everybody. Everybody. Like, okay, you want to leave out Twerk? Okay, cool. You want to leave out DNA in a 3-rounder? Cool.
Yeah.
Verb, Lux, Mook? Okay, fine. But after that, who did he battle?
Right, and he can get those all potentially in a year from now, and that's
Bro, next year, if I'm Geechee's manager, bro, like, I've been drinking. I'm fucking around getting in trouble tomorrow, but whatever. Next year, if I'm Geechee's manager, Hollow, Lux, Verb, Mook, DNA, Twerk. Thank you. 6 months, every other month. Thank you. I don't need nobody else.
yeah.
I
would,
don't care about
yep.
nobody else.
And if you got
That's
room, throw in Hitman. Like, I definitely want to see him
Right.
versus Hitman.
Right, me too. But it's like, with Hitman being kind of part-time now,
Yeah,
he could retire without having Hitman on his resume. He could.
he
He
could.
could.
Yeah, if you got those others, yeah, you can miss one of those legends. So
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm edging Geechee too. I used to be worried about but we have to remember a lot of times it's a case by case scenario. Just because one guy might look like or woman too. One particular battler who has like trouble, like, yo, they just battled last week, now they coming back. That isn't the same case for everybody. Some people are just conditioned to do this shit.
That's a fact.
And
Geechee and Big T both battled last. Well, they battled each other last week.
Yeah,
Geeky got Old Red on day one. Big T has franchise on day two.
yeah. Some people are conditioned to do this shit, and Geechee, I mean, he's done it before. Like, I mean, look at his Don Marino. That's a matchup he could have easily melded in, and he was fire. So,
That's a fact. That's a
like,
fact.
I got Don. I mean, not Don. I got Geechee definitely probably 2-1 clear in that one, man. That's no shot, no slight at O Red. That's
That's a fact.
definitely gonna be a top 3 battle, man. I'm looking forward to that one. Look,
I
man,
agree.
I don't know. I don't know if you agree with this, but I think if on paper, this could be the best volume.
On paper, it definitely can. If everybody comes with it, this I think by far actually. Well, maybe not by far, but yeah, if everybody comes with it, we get all the best of each person.
Yeah,
This will be the best volume. Um, yeah,
yeah,
I got no argument with that.
yeah. Because I still think volume one's. I know there's a couple of chokes like between Chess and B Magic, but when you got Iron and Rum on there,
Yeah, Iron and Rum is the
that's the standard.
volume battle to beat.
Yeah, it's the standard. It's the
Yeah,
standard. So these guys got a lot to live up for. I can't wait, man. Now I got
yeah.
pressure on Verb. I got to talk to Verb now, probably. I
Yeah,
can't.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna call DNA when we hang up.
No,
You
no,
go
we
ahead,
ain't
call
doing that.
Verb.
You got to call him tomorrow or something. No,
Oh,
I
all
can't wait. I
right.
can't wait, bro. This has been
Yeah.
Anwar from Champion, man. This has
Wait a
been.
minute. Wait a minute,
Uh
because
oh.
I want to get this out there. Just because
Oh,
you
go ahead.
mentioned it.
I can talk. Let's go.
Yeah, me too. I got to get another good 10 minutes. I got somewhere to be at 11, but the females in battle rap, like Rita being a part of battle rap.
Let's talk about it.
Um, I think your original question was, we were talking about, what you wanted to get into is like
Oh
how is
yes, yes. The women. I'm trying to get my
uh
lady. I'm wondering should I get my lady into battle rap. She kind of thinks about. Actually, asks me questions all the time. And you have a lady that's heavily not just into battle rap, knowledgeable about battle rap. There's a difference. So how was that for you? Is there any pros or cons to that?
oh yeah, there's absolutely pros and cons. The one thing is this. Let me say this, obviously with some joking behind it,
Yeah,
though.
don't get smacked. Don't get smacked.
If your lady is ugly, there's no comments. Okay, but obviously, you don't think so if that's your lady.
Right.
The pros, so let me get to a little bit of history. Rita has always been a fan of battle rap. When Rita and I met, God knows how many years ago, we both were fans of battle rap and just didn't know it. It really wasn't until the NWX and Gun titles, the first one, until that happened, that we kind of both realized that, we both into this shit. Like, ironically as that sounds, all the things we talk about, whatever, it had never come up until then. Once that came about, and it's like, oh, not only are we both into battle rap, but we're on opposite sides. It was that whole Mars Venus thing.
Right.
So, it's pretty cool. We talk about cards. Obviously, sometimes I hear about things a little ahead of time. So we'll talk about it before. We'll have legit arguments, bro. And I mean, but it's fun. It's the competitive nature.
Yeah.
We'll make little bets about different things. She's cooked many a dinner. I've cooked one or two as well. Based on a battle rap bet. And then, with Champion, with her being on Champion sometimes, she's always on the pay-per-views because she goes to all the events with me.
Mm.
It's pretty cool. The only downside is, again, the way this culture is. This is an alpha male culture. And
Facts.
there are battle rappers who have their celebrity status. Let's not get it confused. Battle rappers are celebrities to us that are a fan of the culture.
Yeah.
And, she's a fan of some battle rappers. And, she'll come up, oh my God, like, yo, it's such, can I get a picture? And then, because of who she is, they'll slide her DMs. And that in and of itself is the only downside. Now, fortunately, I have a good woman. When the shit happens, not only does she tell me about it, but she curves them right away, like, yo, like, you out of pocket. I'm a fan of your work, but that's all
where
it
it
is.
stops.
Facts. And that's that. And most of them, actually all of them, I haven't had anyone that has then taken that and then was like, oh, well, fuck that nigga, whatever.
Right.
But yeah. So that is probably the only downside. Going to events. Unfortunately, people, want to see her, meet her, take pictures, et cetera, et cetera. And it's a confidence thing. You have a platform. Obviously, us on Twitter know your platform. Whatever. Those that listen on Spotify and all the other mediums.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the one thing, because people are gonna try it. So the only thing I would say is, if having your lady into it is nothing like watching a battle with your girl. She might catch a bar that you didn't. Especially
That's a
nowadays,
fact.
we're getting intergender matchups and shit like that. So talking a little shit about males versus females. Oh man, me and Rita had a field day with O'Red and Shuni. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I can
So
imagine.
yeah, so having a field day with shit like that. I wish I would, be out with her somewhere and somebody saying the shit that O'Red was saying to Shuni, or you know, or I'm out with her now and we run into one of her exes somewhere. I'm gonna talk just like O'Red was, like, you know what I mean.
That'd
So
be crazy.
you get to have that fun. But
Yeah.
other than that, bro, like it's a blessing, man, to be able to have something drop on the app. She has the app, I have the app. She'll hit me up, yo, did you catch this bar? She'll send me screenshots, whatever. And we talk our little shit back and forth. And again, being able to bet on different battles, obviously keeping it fun. Who's gonna cook dinner this weekend. I got DNA, she got her. Well, she actually has DNA too, but like in that mindset of, oh, this battle is happening. I got this guy, you got that guy. Well, what's up? You know what I mean? K Rock versus Shine was a fun one at Resolution. I'll let you interview her and ask about that bet. Let's just say she lost the bet, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, we gonna have to get you on the show with Rita again if you listening. So that's a fact. I definitely gotta hear some stories. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, man, that's a jewel being dropped for real, for real. I know I try to let my girl. And you're right, they do catch references because there be certain shit that, like, I'm not a big Disney person, so it was like some Disney bar somebody was spitting, and she put that shit together. I'm like, all right, look at you. I'm still like, I don't know though. I don't know if I'm taking you to events yet. We got to chill out, but you know what? You made it sound like it's not so bad. So I might start thinking about it a little bit more.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Listen, and bro, if y'all ever in an event, feel free to DM me. Let me know y'all coming. Rita and I'll pull up with you. We'll chop it up with you. Whatever. Make sure your girl is safe.
Yeah.
Obviously, if she's just getting into it, she'll probably feel a little more comfortable with a female, and then you can
Absolutely.
chop it up. Hit the bar. We're definitely gonna get a drink. I don't hear I don't drink no more shit. Even if ex Avo, my thing is Avo won't drink with me. He doesn't drink. Well, my man, you getting a shot of water, bro.
Yeah,
I'm getting a shot
that's a
of
fact.
water in a shot glass. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
I
We're going.
definitely drink, man. I'm a tequila guy, so
Oh, okay. Well, hey, listen,
I'm
man. I throw back to Patron. You know
yeah,
what I
I'm
mean?
tequila and vodka, so it's all
Okay. I
we.
have a Cheetos and orange juice as we speak.
Hey, that's all. That's my shit. All right, I'm dealing with a professional. All right, that's a fact, man. I look.
Let Av know that. Put
I,
that in your blog.
all right, Av. He wants smoke. He really out here for smoke. All
Oh,
right.
Av, no. Listen, Av, no. Me and Av had a whole conversation. Av, I'm about to call Av tomorrow, maybe even Friday. Like, yo, bro, send me some pictures of some bottles. Like, as soon as Twerk finish kicking your ass, we gonna drink your pain away. That's what's gonna
Yo,
happen.
I'm looking for that smoke. Yo, I'm looking to see if that smoke is reciprocated because I'm gonna be
Yeah.
on your page looking for clips or something. I want to see what exactly happened. I don't want y'all hiding no footage. Don't concede a
Oh
young
no,
ill this
no.
footage.
Hey, tell Av that, man.
That's a
I'm
fact.
actually about to see you.
All right, we go. All right, that's my guy. Hey, look, man, this has been awesome, man. I didn't want to take too much of your time, but I can talk about rap for hours, especially when it's genuine and organic and just good. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
appreciate you like hanging out for a longer time than you attended to. So it's much appreciated, brother.
All right, yeah, no, not a problem, man. I appreciate you for having me. I'm gonna make sure Dree get in touch with you too, man. You said you're doing the champion rundown, so
Yeah.
you had Rita, then you got me. You know what I mean? You got to get Dree, Mark, and eventually Black, man. It'll be thorough.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that'll be awesome, man. Yeah, shout out to Dree. I seen him retweet and kind of interact with me, man. I don't even know if he followed me, man. Follow me, man. Stop playing. But
Yeah, I'll let him know.
yeah,
I'll
that's
tell him right now.
yeah, that's the guy, man. So yeah, I'd love to have him on, and we could just kick it, man. Like it's very few. I had Mojo on. We was talking about this. This is my last question, honestly. But
Go ahead.
because me and Mojo, shout out to her, and Slim Rita was on. I had them like kind of on a dual episode where one segment was for Rita and one was for Mojo, and I was just talking to Mojo particularly about media and battle rap and how it's hard to navigate. I think you retweeted the clip too when I was just talking about how to maintain integrity and navigate through a lot of people who kind of just want media to be drama filled and shock value and shit like that. Like, how hard is it for you to maintain respectable, status as respectable media in this kind of internet world that always wants something that's clickbaitish, that's very, you know what I'm saying, dramatic and shit like that? Is it tough space for you, or you think maybe you got it kind of better because you're on such a big platform?
Yeah, I think it's a little easier for me. I'm on an already established platform. You know what I
Right.
mean? People know what they're going to get with Champion. However, a shout out to Dree and the Champion group chat. We have our own group chat. Drunk Anwar is a thing. So, every now and again I get into some shit. But for the women is a lot harder because it's all about sex with the women. You know what I mean? And even if they're not, I've hung out with Mojo on many occasions at events. Mojo ain't out here in the culture, looking for anything but media attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would literally stand on that. I've never seen her interact with any battle rapper, fan, or media member, staff, or anything like that, other than in a professional manner. And so it's a little harder for them. But for me, yeah, I get in trouble sometimes when I get to drink it. But it's all in fun.
It's all in
And
fun,
just
of course.
people know Drunk Anwar is a thing. Volume 5. I'm pulling up with multiple bottles. I'm fucking around, be at the door when they go to search. I want to put the case of liquor down.
I wish I was there for this.
Yeah, man. So, but it is a thing. It is a thing as far as the stigma.
Yeah.
But it's just about how you handle yourself. You know what I mean? Even when I get drunk, I try to always remember to protect the brand. And me being drunk at an event is not a detriment to the brand.
No.
Me talking crazy to a battle rapper or doing something out of pocket or jeopardizing the event, that's a different story.
There's a dead giveaway when you're smacked too. By the way, I've been peeping too. Like,
oh yeah, fuck that.
Yeah,
I gotta learn what my tell is.
Yeah. I paused and I was like, oh, at this moment he was officially smacked. Like I keep that to myself though. I might tell you off air, but it's like a little thing you do, and I'll be like, oh, he out of it.
Oh yeah.
But you keep it together very well. You still like a coherent, and you can still like very articulate and shit. But no, you smooth.
I get blackout drunk when I'm not at events. You know what I mean? I can go out with Rita on a Friday where there's no event and go to our local bar where everybody knows both of us. And I can leave my car there and catch an Uber home. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's always good.
At an event, I kind of monitor myself. I'll talk some shit. Like with me and Ad, we gonna get fucked up on Saturday. Okay, that's a guarantee. But I promise you that the footage will be either at a club where we the Uber there or at the hotel. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not a fan of drinking and driving. I don't think that people talk about drinking and driving again. Using your platform as a PSA. Guys, ladies, if you want to go out drinking, have fun. But either have the designated driver or be somewhere where you can park and leave your car at Uber home. Rita and I have gone out and gotten shit faced plenty of times where I will Uber home and go back and go get my car the next day. You know what I mean? I left my car at strip clubs, local bars. I parked on residential blocks. I parked at family, had somebody drop us off. Like, if you know that you're going to go out and party and have a good time, nobody's saying don't do that, but be responsible about it. You know what I mean? That's just it. You got to know yourself. If you know you're one of those people that want to have a good time, be responsible about it. Have your Uber set up, your Lyft driver, or your designated driver.
Yeah, and definitely, even when you're in these Ubers, make sure you're on the phone contact. Because even Ubers can get kind of crazy, but just make sure you got all your belongings and all that good stuff, man. You never know.
That's a fact.
So that's a well, timed PSA. I don't mind that at all. My brother, this is Anwar, bro, champion shit. He will be in attendance, Smack Volume 5. I can't wait to get the updates. Can't wait to tag him when Verb gets this W. And
Yep.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
I want Patriots home. Give me that. I want that Patriots home looks. You know what I'm saying? Rock
Okay.
that blue.
It's whatever their Twitter profile is. I'm gonna
Yeah,
just copy that and grab it.
yeah,
But
that's a
yeah,
fact.
yeah, that all sound good, man. Remember, and punch his head off again and again. Those were more nitty punches. Till you
Uh,
chill his head off. So
here
yeah.
you go with that. That's
But yeah, no, I appreciate you having me, Ledge,
no
man. Shout
doubt.
out to you. Shout out to Top Tier Podcast. Shout out to my whole champion crew. Dree, Water Bottle Cuz, aka Mr. Talk to Me Nice.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to Jay Black, Mr. Shake My Hand. Shout out to Mark Jamgo, Mr. Shake the Building. Shout out to the Town Perspective.
Mm.
And shout out, of course, to my lovely lady, Rita Puffin Loud, aka Slim Rita, with her big headed self.
All right, this has been Anwar from Champion. Make sure you follow him at Just Anwar. And remember, he announced that for a lucky fan, a loyal supporter of my show, he will be given a free pay-per-view viewing on his accord. That is major. So I want to
That's a
applaud
fact.
and thank you for that. That is real
Yeah,
charitable
not a
and real
problem.
shit.
I'm glad you reminded me. I'm gonna go downstairs and create a profile right now, and I will DM you the details so you can give it to the lucky winner.
That's a fact. This has been Anwar. Thank you all who've been tuning in. DME Detroit. Let's talk battle rap. Snooze. Shannon the Shoe. Hits Rizzo. P Dubs from Australia. That's right, Australia, my guy. And just everybody who I've missed. And yeah, it's been great. Shout out to Mojo for coming in here too. This has been Ledge. Top Tier Podcast. See you with another guest with my predictions and so forth. And as always, because I always say, just keep it battle rap. Keep it
That's a fact.
battle rap. Love, y'all. Love. We out.
All right.